Welcome to Real Nerds, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2013. Log on to Denver Comic Con right now to purchase your tickets to see William Shatner at Denver Comic Con. Stan Lee is filming a cameo, I'm guessing Thor or something.
No, it's got to be Captain America.
Or Captain America, whatever one. He blew off Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to give that movie a bad review now just because of that. Like, I feel so jaded. Like a shark.
It's such a bummer, man. But you know what? We got to get Shatner on, and we'll get him to say something cool.
Because you know who's pretty cool? William Shatner.
Totally.
Seriously.
I know.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that right now? Do you feel that Denver Comic Con is like less than a week away?
I know. You know what else is less than a week away? If you come and see us May 28th at the Oriental Theater, you can find out what a pod show is.
Oh.
A pod show in your face. I'm surprised no one thought my tweet was really funny today.
What tweet?
I tweeted, I says, come see the Real Nerds pod show May 28th and prepare to be blown ... away.
So yeah, that is. Yeah. I was really smart.
Yeah, I know.
That was a good one.
Because I'm clever. If you're listening to this with Tweaked Audio earbuds, you're awesome. If you log on to tweakedaudio.com, click on the cart. There's a coupon button. Enter in the Real Nerds as one word, REELNERDS, and you'll get a third off your whole order. So do that. Tweaked Audio is BA.
My dad got those for his birthday, but not for me because I'm not a very good son.
You're a horrible son.
I know, really.
And that horrible son, this is James. Over there is Brad. I'm Ryan. I'm the most important one. We have a guest today. Guest, introduce yourself for the third time.
Hi, I'm Zach Eastman.
Welcome back, Zach.
Welcome. Thank you for welcoming me back.
Hey, always welcome.
It's nervous to get in front of the mic again.
Now, what the hell are you doing here?
yeah. What the hell are you doing here?
I don't know. James invited me to come and watch Star Trek with him.
No, you were just already in my basement.
Watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
James chains him up in the basement. He has one of those doors that you can't get through, but it has one of those drawers, and you slide in the food and it's all slop, and you shaved your head like Natalie Portman. And anybody else see V for Vendetta?
He makes me, but instead of getting random notes from another prisoner, I just keep getting clips from Final Frontier.
Yeah.
What does God need with a spaceship?
I always tie people up to I've got one of those old 70s radiators attached to the wall. I mean, it doesn't work. It's just for aesthetics, but still, I like to be intimidating and tie people to it.
I know, and don't worry. You've done the job well.
Thank you.
And of course, how James powers his house and how Real Nerds is powered right now. There's a treadmill that Zach is running on right now, constantly, and it is powering.
It's exhausting right now.
It's not
Faster, boy.
It's not so much the running as it is the fear that powers the house.
I have to thank you though, because that's made quitting smoking so much easier.
and what's fucked up is James doesn't give him any Vaseline to rub on his nipples, so his nipples just shaved.
No, he's not wearing a shirt. He doesn't have to worry about
marathon joke. How many marathon listeners do we got?
Oh man.
But in all seriousness, Zach, you're actually here for a real reason, not just be like, oh, I love these guys. I can't wait to hang out in their basement with them.
Let me tell you about what I got a painting game.
something serious that deserves more respect than nipple jokes.
Yeah. Why don't you drop us a line?
So about a couple weeks ago, after it was actually kind of after talking with you and you two when we were filming some of the pod show. We had discussed Tom Sullivan, who's been a guest on the show, and we talked about I've been wanting to find a venue for The Boy Who Stares to premiere at because we're nearing picture wrap and we're heading into color correction and sound this month, so we're going to have it ready to go. And I didn't really have a venue for it, and I thought, well, I'll just put on another show. And usually what we would do is we would put on a show where we would spotlight another filmmaker and then give all the proceeds that we made from that evening to that filmmaker to make their movie.
Oh, cool.
But this year, I didn't really have anybody who was looking to make a film. Like Maddie had already found a way to make his feature the way he wanted to make it, and Spencer and I are working on Walt Met a Girl right now, the script. So we didn't really have anything ready. And so I remember the Tom interview, and I remember crying my eyes out hearing about Alex and his story. And so I reached out to Tom and said, I'm looking to see if you guys want to partner with us for a benefit. And we would give all the proceeds to the formation of a memorial scholarship, which they had been trying to do. And I got an email back, and one thing led to another. And now, as of now, on July 10th, at Castleman's Bar and Venue, you will get to see The Boy Who Stares, 5 Steps, The Zone, and also a movie called Identity Crisis, which Andrew Bueno directed, who's been on the show before.
He has, cool guy.
And we will be premiering those along with a lot of other films and some other surprises. And all the proceeds are going to go directly to Aurora Rises. Currently, all the details are still being figured out right now, but we thought, why not come on to the place where this idea got inspired to announce it? Give you guys the first scoop.
Oh wow, thanks.
Man.
Have we talked about Aurora Rises on the podcast before?
I don't think we've talked about the charity itself. I mean, we've pimped it on the show. Well, I shouldn't say pimped it. That's very demeaning. But
Pimp my charity.
we've talked about it on the website and promoted them. But no, we haven't. It's a charity that All Seas and Tom Sullivan have gotten together in order to support the families of the victims of the Century 16 shooting last year. Which is fantastic, obviously.
They do great work, and
Yeah.
All Seas is a very nice store, and they got all this. It's not as nice as Colorado According to Comics.
Whoa.
No, whoa.
We're not going to slam them here.
No, it's a very nice store. They actually have a gaming table, and I used to play Pokemon cards when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that brought back a lot of fun memories to just be like, I know we got a board meeting here, but I just want to pull out a deck of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Just start throwing them down on there. I got my Charizard. So that would have been fun, but last we had business. But they were all so sweet. They were all wonderful guys, and they were right on board with the idea from the very beginning, and we couldn't have asked for a better support to help us put this show on. And especially since we're premiering The Boy Stairs, it's a very poignant tie into the event.
Yeah.
So we've taken the steps. I'm out editing the film like crazy to get it ready, so it's been fun. But we're happy that we got this support, and we got we have you guys to thank for it, because I would have never heard of this organization if it wasn't for this.
You know what's really cool about this is we're showcasing movies, and one of the things that Tom stressed, even in our interview with him, and what he's told me personally, and I'm sure these guys too, is go see movies, go out and enjoy them. And it's so cool that you were able to do that with him, and he's such a cool guy, and he's really taken being a leader in this kind of issue with it, and not only raising the money, also Aurora Rises has some great variant covers that Marvel and DC are releasing that support the Aurora Rise charity. So there's many ways to support them, and this is just another one that's amazing.
Those variant covers, Megan, his daughter, showed me a booklet of the variant covers that they have coming up. They have a really cool Thanos one.
Very cool.
The Thanos one is beautifully drawn. I'm trying to remember the artist that drew it, but the Batman one looks cool.
The Spidey one's awesome.
The Spidey one is awesome, and I'm a moderate Spider-Man fan. But looking at that cover made me want to reread some books, because it was just beautifully drawn, beautifully executed. The Daredevil one is probably my favorite, because it's reminiscent of the Frank Miller era.
Very cool.
Yeah, kind of like the Man Without Fear run.
Oh, very nice.
I have I had one of those issues, like issue number 3, so it was a nice little throwback to see that. I'm like, oh, it's cool, and he's right in front of Aurora. All of them are right in front of Aurora, like in front of the theater, and a lot of these artists got the detail down very well. The Batman one is a very interesting look.
I agree.
Yeah, it's got a very it's I can't describe it. I don't know how you describe it. It's like a colored pencil look.
Yeah, and also to me it's conflicting to me, because the Batman in it is so ominous that he's watching over Century 16, and to me it's actually a powerful cover.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to see it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the variant covers look awesome, and Tom he's all board on film, and that's why we had talked to him now 5 Steps has drugs in it, so be ready to show that. And the beauty about these guys is that they're just we do not want anybody to be afraid to go to the movies anymore, and that was the exact thing that I wrote out a mission statement with Spencer Kane, who's now the co-head of Take 38 Productions, and he and I sat down and we wrote down this mission statement that we just want people to go and have fun, and we want people to come to the movies again and show, and that kind of fear that I felt in the first 3 weeks after the shooting, where nobody was coming to watch The Dark Knight, nobody was coming to watch anything.
Yeah.
And it's just it's sickening to know that somebody that terrible was able to cause that much fear. So we want to take that fear and kick it out the door,
And that's a good way to do it. And this is July 10th.
Right now it's July 10th. But we are trying to get a bigger venue right now. but Castleman's is pretty much set for now. So, but you can look for updates on our Facebook pages, on Twombly's Facebook page, The Boy Who Stares Facebook page, Take 38 Productions Facebook page, on my Twitter. We're going to be setting up a website for it pretty soon here. I just got to talk to a couple people who are going to help us set it up. And you can buy tickets on there, and you can watch trailers for the films that we're going to be showing. And you can like check up on who's going to be there and what's going to be going on, and it's going to be a fun time. It'll be a fun event, and Tom and all those guys are going to get up there and speak and talk about the charity and how it's benefiting the victims of this terrible tragedy that happened a year ago. Like coming up very soon. So.
Yeah, it'll be. Especially by then, it'll be real close.
Yeah, it'll be like we had agreed no doing it during the week of that everything went down.
Right.
Because actually I told them that's the day that I'm going to be like I'm taking the whole day off to just go watch movies all day in the theater, just to kind of like do the thing that I didn't do the day that everything went down. The thing that I should have done, which was go right to Batman. Shouldn't have even given it a second thought.
Yeah.
And, it takes someone as strong as Tom to, like, make you realize that. Because, even us who we see movies all the time, there's always that, I remember, going into the movie the next week, and you still have that weird feeling. Yeah. But, Tom says, no, go in there, enjoy the movies. Alex enjoyed movies. I enjoy movies. And if you ever want to, Tom will see a movie with you. So
yeah, Tom was like, he was very adamant. Like, he told me about how he and his wife used to go down for $2 movie night when they used to do it like on Tuesdays or something like that, and they would go into one and then they would grab dinner and then go to another, and he loved telling those stories like more than anything else. And they're doing another benefit before that for Man of Steel, and like it's supposed to get people back in because he said that Alex was so super excited for it, and so I'm going to go to that event and just see what they do to at their current events, and it's all really inspiring to see these guys working their butts off for this very noble cause.
Because Man of Steel was going to be Batman. Dark Knight was on his birthday. Man of Steel was going to be his birthday film this year.
Yeah.
So that was like
a big deal.
Yeah, that was a big one. I don't know that I can watch that trailer without thinking about like how excited I am to see that movie just for that reason. It's going to be an interesting week.
Yeah, and the tone of that trailer changed when I had heard that interview and heard and talked to Tom and whatnot, and I'm just like, this is gonna mean something different now.
Yeah,
and that's good. That's very good.
It is, and Aurora Rises is such a great organization, and support them no matter what, and just help them out, and we'll do anything for them, just like you are, and.
And obviously, as things get closer, we'll have stuff on the website about when the showing's going to happen and where exactly and how people can get involved.
I think we're going to do a live show, right?
Yeah, I was going to pitch this to you. We would love to invite you guys to do a live show because I'd heard that you guys have been. I didn't know if you guys had. I know you guys have done the cons and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you guys had done a live show yet.
We haven't.
We're not entirely sure what it would look like, but
we are thinking about it, and we would love to do it.
I'm absolutely positive that we would love to be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
And certainly be involved.
Anything you guys need, we're always... We'll be more than happy to help.
Then good. Then there's your first surprise.
Yes. Hey, real news exclusive. The Real Nerds will be a live show at the premiere of Boys Who Stares, supporting Aurora Rises.
I got to tell you, that was like one of my hopes for the show was to get you guys onto this because it was because Maddie said it before on his other episodes, but I do love this show. It's a very nice local like community show that like I love it when people like me just sit down and talk about things that I care about.
Oh, thanks.
Because it's hard to listen to. Like I love Doug Loves Movies, but all those guys are like famous comedians. I have no I can't relate to them. Whereas like you guys are filmmakers, writers, like people that I can connect to. Like I was watching them make the pod show. I went on to set one day and. These guys, like, they run and gun. I love the run and gun. It's
a budget thing, really.
Also, there were security guards. We really had to run.
But, Brad has been showing us some, like, rough cuts. It's actually turning out pretty good. Sometimes when you read a script, you're like, is this going to work? You know what I mean? And then you start seeing the edits. You're like, this works.
Brad's writing again. Yeah. Let's make him feel good.
And actually, it's pretty funny. We were shooting just this little stupid scene with me, caressing Robert Downey Jr.'s picture.
Spoiler.
And, just adding little things. What I was saying to my wife, it just like makes me happy as an actor, you know. And hopefully it looks good. And my wife took a really funny picture. She hasn't posted it yet,
thankfully.
But Brad was trying to get this angle of me holding this photo, and the only way he could do it was seriously by mounting me. And his camera was like below, so it looked like a dick. And I had it like I was. You'd have to see the picture. I'll have my wife.
Let's not mention that I'm on the floor on the other side of the bed, below both of them, with a giant boom mic.
It's quite the behind the scenes photo.
You're just really hoping Mr. Furley doesn't come in the room, bursting through. Oh, never mind. He'll come back later.
I've never seen that. That's horrible.
The scene that they were shooting, like I'm not going to give anything away, but the dialogue that James has in there when he's on a cell phone, that's all I can really give away. It is the funniest dialogue I've ever heard written.
Thank you.
Because like knowing you guys and all that stuff, like it just that really worked for me.
Oh, there's a scene, where inspiration comes from. I won't say what's happening, but it involves water. And when Brad had an idea of shooting this in slow motion, I had an idea for a add-on to the scene, and I'm really hoping it turns out really funny because filming it was horrendous for me personally, but seeing the shots, it's totally worth it at the end of the day.
Watching it, I was inside the house and watching it out the window. As if on screen, watching it be filmed was maybe a highlight of my whole year. It was fantastic.
And me and Brad got sunburned that day, so...
crazy.
Bad. Like, it was my whole left side of my face wherever the sun was at.
Yeah.
But you know what? We didn't have a makeup artist, so, that just adds roses to my cheeks.
The camera that you guys had, though, like, it's funny with that camera, like, makeup isn't always necessary on those ones. Like, that camera that you guys have is a fantastic camera. The FS100, it's a fantastic camera. Like, I was jealous. I was telling him on the way over to the movie tonight, I'm just like, I really wish I had your camera.
Well, you had access to the film school. Like, what were you using? Because I know Matt used the P3.
He and I both used the F3. I'd used the red prior. I liked the red, but I just didn't. We wanted more color space, and the F3 has more color space. So basically, it gives me more options in post to correct the color. So, and I wanted this film to look very I wanted colors to play an important part, and I'd never really worked. The last one I did was in black and white, so I was in a different world there. So I had to figure out what to do with it. But that camera that you have is a really good prosumer camera. That's one that's easily affordable, and anybody can go out and make a movie with it like that. And the footage that I was seeing that you guys were filming just looked phenomenal.
Thank you to
Thanks,
Eileen
Brad.
Augusta.
And the funny thing too is my favorite thing besides me in this film is actually seeing Brad as an actor. He doesn't act in anything, and he actually sold me.
Oh, dude, he's got some of my favorite lines on the whole thing.
I mean, because I've never seen you act before, Brad, so it's kind of fun.
I'm just doing it because it's necessary.
I know you wouldn't be on there if you wouldn't.
If I could have cast someone to be me, I would have.
But it's funny because he's never thought of himself as an actor, and I believe everything he says, and it's great.
That's going to have to be a future episode where Brad is played by someone else, and it'll just be an inside joke.
One.
No one.
Brad's understudy.
Yeah, shut up.
In tonight's episode, the part of Brad will be played by James.
We all switch brains.
Yeah.
No, that didn't work in Spider-Man. It's not going to work on Real Nerds Podcast.
Oh, no.
We all know what happened.
Yes.
What did we see this week?
We saw 2 movies. Me and James saw 2.
Yeah.
We saw Furious 6. Oh, wait, I mean Fast and Furious 6.
No, we mean Furious 6.
Yes.
The better title is Furious 6.
Yeah, because that's the title card. So me and James were talking afterwards. We say, well, what's the 7th one going to be? So we decided it's and 7. We'll see, because there is a.
I thought that's what they were gonna do for the rest of the series. Is they were gonna be Fast 6, Fast 7. I'm getting behind that.
Well,
That's
it
awesome.
makes sense because Fast 5, whatever. But Furious 6 actually makes sense because the crew is 6 people.
Yep.
So and they're mad this time.
They're mad.
This time it's personal.
It was personal.
You never turn your back off. That's like Sylvester Stallone. That's not even Vin Diesel.
Well, it's close.
We saw Fast and Furious 6, and we also saw The Hangover Part 3 sequelitis this week.
You know what we just learned? We just learned that Sylvester Stallone should call into the show.
He probably will.
You know what? Real nerds.
I think this week is a first because is there another movie that we have reviewed that is a sequel to a movie we've reviewed? Because we did an episode on Hangover 2.
Yeah, no, this is
I think this is the first.
This is the sequel to our previous
Which
You guys didn't review Fast Five?
We did.
No. I saw Fast Five in college, long before the podcast.
Okay.
It was 2 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Fast Five?
Fast Five was.
Even if it was 2 years prior to my graduation.
Oh,
I
wow.
know
This is
for a
gonna
fact
hurt
I
my
saw
brain.
that movie in
I
Fort
can't
Collins.
I
remember.
don't believe you.
I know for a fact I
To
saw the
the
movie in Fort
internet.
Collins.
Hang on, guys. If you've never listened to Real
Fact
Nerds
checking
podcast,
what makes podcasts.
you know that we have a section where we do fan mail. We also talk about what we've been watching. We have not very much movie news, some box office numbers, and then we review 2 movies this week.
Yeah.
So make sure you hang on for that.
But first, we have a fact-checking section.
2011. That was less than 2 years ago.
Yeah, but what's the date in 2000? I know
It's
for a
in
fact.
May.
I said,
It's
but
like
we,
April or May.
here's the thing,
It was
we
late.
didn't do an
it
episode.
was late April 2011 because right after that Thor came out.
Yeah.
April
Yeah,
29th.
He is right. That means that I was still in Fort Collins. That was before my graduation, and we didn't start the show until mid-June.
Okay. I thought
July.
because I went through the I after I did our episode, I went through the backlog, and I swear to God, I thought I'd heard a Fast Five review at some point.
I'm sure
but
we've talked about
yeah.
it.
maybe the Blu-ray we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty.
that
Oh,
would
there
be
we
it.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have
There's
been
plenty of movies that we have talked about.
So if you want to be a part of our show, you can. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Haven't heard any celebrities in a while. Maybe this week we'll try to find one. You can also tweet us at real_nerds. Of course, that's REEL, guys. Remember, like a movie reel that don't exist anymore?
Yeah, it's
You can
funny.
also tweet. I said tweet. You can leave a message on our Facebook page, Real Nerds Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Thank you, everybody who liked us this week. You can also email us directly, realnerds@gmail.com. Check out our website, realnerdspodcast.com. I promise more stuff will be up there on our website when we don't have so much crap to do.
Yeah.
I keep on thinking of like articles to write, and then I realize that I'm super fucking busy, and I by the time I get home, I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to write about the top 10 Mortal Kombat characters of all time.
I have an article about Star Trek and how that movie has changed the way that I think about the way I watch movies. Burning a hole in my pocket, but we have too much stuff to do for DCC, and so it's going to have to wait.
And we have a bunch of interviews and a commentary track.
Yes.
And they're all just sitting
They're
around.
just waiting to go up.
But
Yes.
I know that the long-awaited me and James showdown on Signs has taken place, and it's pretty epic.
It was.
Because
Or
the movie's
boring, one of
fucking
the two.
horrible. So
It is not.
it is horrible.
I'm
It's
gonna
not-
have to agree with Ryan on this.
Thank
not
you.
horrible.
Thank
Oh
you,
my God.
filmmaker Zach.
It's a great build up to something terrible.
Brad,
Yes.
Zach, you are not allowed to hang out in my basement anymore.
So, anyways, we start every show unless we have a guest. Thanks for stopping by again, Zach. And,
Absolutely.
remember, July 10th, tentatively scheduled on your calendar. Keep it
or
open.
thereabouts.
Yeah. No, yeah, we'll have a more specific date set up here soon.
Yeah. And watch the website and Facebook and all of Denver for future news.
Yep.
Cool. So, dig into the digital mailbox and let's pull out some fan mail. Fan mail!
Oprah would have done it better.
I know. One of the great things about being on a podcast is sometimes you get emails from people on the other side of the country. Dan from Ohio sent us an email, and
Hey.
I actually love this email. I read it before I got here, and it's really intelligent, unlike me. So
You mean award-winning Dan from Ohio?
that's right, award-winning, award-winning Dan.
This is the same Dan that called in for the 100th episode?
No.
Did he call in? No.
Somebody.
He
I
wrote
thought
in.
it was named Dan. Oh, yeah, he wrote in.
He wrote in,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Trying to get a frame of reference.
So he says, "Greetings. If you're looking for contrary views about The Great Gatsby, I do have one.
Oh, my.
Finally,
Why does Dan listen to the show? He disagrees with us on everything.
because that's
I
what's
love you,
fun.
Dan.
Yeah,
But yeah.
While you're not wrong in your criticisms, the style of the filmmaking worked for me. In this era of mediocre remakes, I appreciate a director who has a vision and brings something new to the table, and Baz Luhrmann does that. I was enthralled by the spectacle and became engaged in a way that I've never been before, and I studied the book in college. So while I understand how you and others would not appreciate this interpretation, I found it to be refreshing and inspired." Hey, that's cool. You know, he's not the only one. I know a coworker who loved it, and they loved, the glitz and the glamour of it, and I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I think Leo in it is really good.
Oh, yeah.
The leads are pretty good, but just the style of it I couldn't get into.
I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and she hadn't seen it yet, but she had told me, like, the fact that I didn't like it meant she was probably going to love it because she didn't care about the book. Or the story as much. She just cared about the flashy Baz Luhrmann on screen. Like, that's all she wanted to see. And that sort of blew me away.
And that
I was
works
like,
for some
there
people.
are people out there who just want to see, and I mean, there are directors where I'll watch their movies just because I want to see them sort of vomit on screen. That's okay.
I went and there was this like sea of women when I went to go see it, and I was wondering if that was because of Leo or if it was because these are people who read the book, and I couldn't.
It's probably a mix. Would be my guess.
I would have to assume, but like if they read that book, it's not a tragic love story. It's about excess in the Jazz Age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Like I mean, I don't disagree with Dan. Like it's certainly unique, but I don't know. Like I don't like listening to rap in the 20s. Like that didn't really work for me.
The thing I don't like is I hate when people tell me that Jay-Z is a genius. His rap just drives me crazy. when he rhymes Brooklyn and Robinson, I just can't. And 42 is such a great movie, and they put that rap song. I couldn't stand in the trailer. But anyways, and he goes on to say, and speaking of new interpretations, I also happened to see Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh.
When I caught on to what they were doing, recreating Wrath of Khan, I sat there in stunned disbelief. I will agree with him on that. When I started seeing how the movie was unraveling, I'm like, oh my God, they're actually doing it. It's like the forbidden Star Trek fruit. Why are you touching something that's so great? I must say that I am very conflicted about it. In one sense, it's rather clever how they recreated the Wrath of Khan scenes, but Abrams' Trek hasn't earned that moment in the reaction between Kirk and Spock. It felt like a cheap knockoff of one of the Star Trek's greatest moments.
I'd agree with that. It felt like I said last week, it had less impact because it had been done before, and it had also been sort of rushed because it's a very fast-paced movie. So it just felt like it was taking a cue and saying, hey, remember this cool thing that you guys liked? Obviously, people who are new to Trek, it probably feels different to them. But for us fans who grew up with Star Trek for like 20-plus years, it just felt empty to me.
This is the thing I so desperately want to write about because, and I think it's unique to me maybe because I'm a writer, but the second time I saw it, I stepped back and just looked at that movie, just looked at the script and what that scene does for that script and why it works in that script and not as part of a greater context of the Star Trek universe. And then I loved it. It's conflicting. Like I said last week, it was frustrating as hell the first time and fantastic the second.
Yeah, of all the movies I've seen this year, it's the one I probably want to see the most again.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see Iron Man 3 again really bad.
Oh, man.
But for some reason, the Star Trek one, because I agree with Dan, I was seriously stunned in disbelief. I'm sitting there watching, like, oh my gosh, they're really doing it. And I'm me, I'm late to the Star Trek thing, but I knew that it's their sacred cow. He goes on to say, not to get too Trekky on you, but I've always liked Star Trek's mirror universe, and I've approached Abrams' Trek as a type of mirror universe, where the same things happen, only different ways. So ultimately, I was willing to go with Into Darkness was doing and enjoyed it, but I still have a visceral reaction to the reactor scene, homage in quotes. Regards, Dan. And I don't know if you've actually read any of this, but he goes on to say, as a PS, as comic book aficionados, do you have any thoughts on the comic tie-in to Star Trek Into Darkness? The prequel comic Countdown to Darkness, I liked it, but I didn't find it to be a very effective movie tie-in, especially when compared to the first Countdown comic for Star Trek 09.
Yeah.
Well, hearing about that comic is how I knew there were Klingons in the movie already, whereas it was
really?
a surprise for you. But I never picked it up.
I have it, but unfortunately my stack is about a foot tall, and so I just haven't finished it yet.
So sorry, Dan. We'll get back
But
to
it's
you
good.
on that one.
Yeah.
I finished it. It's good.
Okay, cool.
But it's like this is what I was telling Brad earlier today. It's the difference between Abrams' Star Trek and regular Star Trek is it's space drama versus space action. Like it's an action film versus a drama film, and that's why I felt like the comics were just trying to lead us in a little bit slower. But like once you get into the film, then you can just have fun and enjoy yourself. Like it's a nice build up to it, and the Klingon part is really cool in it too. And I'm trying to remember who wrote it, but it's a good comic. I'd check it out. I'd definitely peel it off your stack and read it, especially if you plan on seeing that movie again.
Yeah.
It'll make the experience much more
I might
fun.
have to pick it up at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Exactly.
We also got an email from James. How do you pronounce that name? Allende Russell. Yeah, James, the guy that works with your mom. That's right, the only guy that works with your mom.
That is true. He is the only guy who works with me. He's really talented.
He calls us out
way.
on this, too. He says, what's the deal with real nerds? Will Smith too flashy for you to give a sci-fi shout-out on your film schedule? Don't like Jaden? Overrated? Brad Smith's World War Z is on your schedule, but not After Earth, due out May 31st? Not good, I say. Not good. This here is a futuristic 10,000 BC meets a pure pursuit of happiness mashup and should be mentioned. Did you think this omission would go unnoticed? You shall not pass. That's a great email.
That is.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I want to meet this guy. Like that is amazing. It's 10,000 BC meets Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, that's so true.
Oh my God, he should replace Ebert. That would be so awesome.
No, the truth is actually that we're probably still going to go see it next week. It's just that next week is DCC, and so it missed the schedule.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Like last year, I don't know how we did a double feature last year. Because we saw That's My Boy and Rock of Ages. How did we do that last year?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know we saw Rock of Ages Saturday night after the con closes.
Get this, on Saturday night, I'm seeing Daniel Tosh. I totally forgot. Like
really?
My cousin bought me tickets, and
Oh my God.
I was like, oh fuck, what time does it start at? And luckily, it's at 9:00.
Oh, okay, cool.
What does Daniel Tosh have to do with comics, Ryan?
Yeah, this
Absolutely
is
nothing.
bullshit.
That's why I forgot.
Well, maybe we'll have to see it like Sunday night after they close.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, it's really not on the schedule because I wrote that list months ago,
and we don't want to see After Earth.
I want to see After Earth.
We were still unclear on what we were going to see. So the other one is not Now You See Me.
Yeah.
Oh, is that next week too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? I am so tired of that trailer.
Yeah.
There's a new one I saw today.
We saw the same one that I've seen for the past like 4
Really?
months.
I saw a totally new one today. Like they jump off the building, they all turn into money and everything.
Yeah, I've seen that one for months.
Yeah,
Is that the one for months? I haven't seen it. What the fuck have I been?
I don't know.
I see movies with you guys every
Playing
week.
songs on your guitar.
I guess so. Oh, that's right. I was playing songs on my guitar.
Oh,
that thing you do. Anybody? No. All right.
Yeah.
Me and James.
We talked about it on the show. We're good.
Also at Denver Comic Con, you guys fans will be seeing a lot of us. I just got an email from I won't say who, and I won't say what I'm doing, but it'll be a lot.
Yeah. We're going to be doing a lot.
Yes, I took the opportunity when I got this email for lots and lots of things to do. So you'll be seeing a lot of the real nerds.
So we'll be
in
bouncing
some
around quite
really
a bit.
big
places.
panels. So if you're at Denver Comic Con, make sure you stop by our booth because you can sit down and talk to us.
Yeah.
And you'll also see us around the panel room floor.
Which may mean like if you want to be on the show, if you are somebody in Denver and you've got something you want to promote and you don't ever want to write in and just tell us about it, but you want to be on the show that week, come Friday for sure, because that will be the day we will be the most free. Most likely. But I do have some people have already emailed us about scheduling interviews. So, Ooh. That's true. We also...
Yeah, so we got a few. So make sure you stop by, though. We'll always be there. So you'll always be able to stop by. One of us will be
Somebody will be there.
Someone will always be there. So, yeah, that was oh, no, I have one more on here.
You have two more.
I have two more.
Tom's Facebook message and the Tumblr. Yes, we still use the Tumblr.
Yes. So if you log onto Tumblr, all our stuff is still there.
Well, all the episodes.
I love when Tumblr reblogs our stuff because that means people liked it so much they're going to reblog it.
Aw.
Geektopia, they love the podcast with Paul M. Salmon. And it says he's a regular at the REH days at Cross Plains, Texas, and a good man. I agree.
Dude, somebody listened to that episode. That's awesome.
That is a great episode.
No, it
You
is.
really should listen to it. I'm not saying that because I'm like, oh, look how great I do an interview.
No.
Because it says, hey, man, what was Return of the Living Dead like? Then he talks for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
I was
like
thinking
an hour
about-
and 20, I think.
I was thinking about it the other day, like that. I'm so excited to go back to Telluride just because I hope he's there so we can get like 2 more stories. By the end of the episode, he starts like saying these things, and I'm like, Paul, why haven't you been telling that story the whole time?
I know, because you know what I want to say to him, because I was always a Scott Derrickson fan, who's actually a Colorado filmmaker who made Sinister and Exorcism Emily Rose.
Sinister.
I know, it's great, isn't it? And so I was watching his Day the Earth Stood Still, and I'm watching it, and Paul Salmon shows up on it talking about the old one. I'm like, dude, you are so awesome.
Is it really like? Is it worth watching that Day the Earth Stood Still?
I don't think it's that bad. I think it loses its momentum a little bit, but
because I'm not a big fan of the original to begin with. Like I know it's like Sacred Cow classic, but like I mean, to me, it just doesn't do much. But like I've always been curious to see what Keanu does.
It's actually I think he's really good in it. I think it's absolutely worth watching.
That's the first time I've ever heard a good Keanu Reeves review.
hey,
I really love Hardball. I really do. I really do. I think Diane Lane is really
man,
good.
little G, man. Little G didn't
Baby
have to
G.
die.
Baby G did not have to die.
It's a sick world.
I think it's worth checking out. It's not going to be your favorite sci-fi movie ever or anything like that. But yeah, it's got Jennifer Connelly in it. How can you pass it up?
The hot spot.
Man. Yeah.
Dude, I hate my iPhone for like finding messages.
Yeah, I hate your iPhone too.
Freaking
What are we talking
Facebook. Can you look up Tom Sullivan left us a message?
Yeah, I can. Actually, it's right here. Just finished episode 101. What a commitment to listen to the whole show. For us 50-plus crowd, which, oh, Tom, you're not that old. May I suggest a podcast light, sound bites, and a recaps, etc. Keep up the great work and look forward to the next show. Thank you so much, Tom. And it's true. It's been something, especially over the last month or two, 2 months, as we've had every episode we've had guests on there, so the episodes have gotten pretty long. And we know that. And I would love for it to be shorter. But at the same time, we all have full-time jobs, and, and we can't ask Brad to cut it down and be like, "Hey, just take out the good parts."
Yeah, and I think it's all gold. So I don't know what you're talking about, James. But yeah, to Tom's point, yeah, I mean, I always want to, you always want to make it shorter, but for some reason, you sit down, you start talking, and you forget. But I've been starting to go and listen to podcasts from other people that are going to be at DCC, and theirs are longer than ours. So. And
we must be
comic
fine.
Geek Speak, they put out like one every day.
Oh yeah.
It's
and
crazy.
Here's the thing. It's also that different people listen to podcasts in different ways. I know that there's a podcast I listen to every week that they also get notes about like, oh, your podcast is too long. They do like 3.5 hours every week. If they ever shortened it, I would be pissed. Like I listen to all 3 hours every week because I love it. So it's just that people listen in different ways. Some people are going to listen to an everyday podcast. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to listen to a podcast like ours and skip through the news section and just listen to the review because they don't care about movie news. They just care about the review, and that's fine. I don't care.
But to your point, Tom, we are definitely aware of it.
Yeah,
so,
we're sorry. It's a constant struggle.
Yeah. Listen, if Kevin Smith can do a 3-hour podcast, there's no reason you guys can't do it.
Yeah, but he's high the whole time, so it's.
I know. I hate his commercials. He doesn't do them anymore, but he'd have those commercials that'd be 10 minutes long because he's so high.
Oh, like do.
Oh, it's the bird of sale. And I love Kevin Smith, but
I'm an unabashed fan, so I enjoy those commercials. Mm-hmm. But if he can do a 3-hour one, like you guys, like I've honestly listened, like you guys usually keep it at a good 90-minute pace. Yeah. Like it's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's sort of the way we've landed. Yeah. Other than the episodes with people on it. These fucking interlopers who show up like you, Zach.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just scrounging for food, guys. I'm hungry.
No worries.
I think that's the first time I swore tonight, just because we're in my parents' house.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Your mom already thinks I'm crass. So.
The image is already ruined.
So that was fan mail. God, where am I at right now?
I don't know.
That was
You're
fan
in my
mail. So. So, yeah, if you have anything else, you can call us, 720-6nerds5, tweet us, @real_nerds, leave a message on Facebook like Tom. Thanks, Tom. And you can also email us directly, realnerds@gmail.com. So, yeah, thanks. Now it's our part of the show where we talk about crap we've watched, or good things we've watched. Who knows this week?
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Zach, did you watch anything fun this week?
I actually watched...
every movie ever?
Yes, every movie ever. I got on a Coen Brothers kick, and I watched The Hudsucker Proxy again for the first time in 4 years, and that is such a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, there's this. I love the moment when it's right at the very end. Spoiler, but he's jumping off of the building, and then suddenly the clock stops, and he just goes, "Strictly speaking, I ain't allowed to do this." I thought that was like one of the best parts of like breaking the fourth wall when it came to the Coen Brothers. And then I saw The Great Gatsby. I agree with you guys. It's Leo and Toby are great in it, and even Carrie's good in it, and like the actors are all fine. I'm just not a fan of Baz Luhrmann, and I tried to like it. I really did. Like I really tried to sit down and go, "This will be fun. Stop being a little bitch about it. You'll be fine." And I just couldn't get into it.
No, I felt the same way watching it because the performances are good, but the way he made the movie was so distracting. When you meet Carey Mulligan's character for the first time, and it's all slow-mo, and the drapes are blowing in. You're like, oh my god!
This is like and I don't know if they were trying to go for this like cheesy style intentionally, or if he's just like that's just his idea of elegance. But it just felt like to me like everything that he was doing visually distracted me from what the real core of that film is, and that it's those characters. Like the reason I read that book over and over again after high school was because those characters are so compelling, and because it is a film about the excess of the Jazz Age and how you don't get what you want and how life is cruel and unfair.
Yeah.
But I think they turned it into some kind of Romeo and Juliet kind of love story kind of vibe, and I wasn't truly behind it. And then the only other thing I saw this week was Star Trek Into Darkness 3 times, and I like the homages. I don't think the homages are bad.
I don't think so either.
But I agree with Brad that there are moments when they seem a little forced in. The only one that I felt was truly forced in was the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Really?
When he's in the middle of the volcano, I'm just like, it just seemed like they were pushing that in there because it's like you don't even see him speaking. It's just like an 80-yard kind of. It looks like an 80-yard line.
Oh.
But even then, I wasn't like I was telling him at the end of the day, I wasn't like raising my head up in the air, going like, "What? This is ridiculous!"
Yeah.
Like it's a fun movie, and it might be my second favorite Star Trek movie of all time, behind Khan.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
the third being First Contact. Like that is a rebooted franchise that works, and my friend who is a big Star Wars fan walked out of that movie going, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really wish that he wouldn't do Star Wars and he would do a third Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big deal coming from this guy because he is a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
But it gives me hope for what Star Wars 7's going to be.
And who knows?
Oh,
He
yeah.
can still do another Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
I hope
And
so.
even here,
Klingon War.
he's always been really good about it because it's not like he's going to not produce the next one. And of course, he always directs, especially his real baby television shows like Lost. He always directed the first episode, and he has set the tone in that same way for this series. So whoever comes on next, you're going to get some lens flares, and you're going to get some of the same aesthetics and some of the same visual style. Not to say that somebody who comes on should harp, or take on his style, but I'm just saying like. Somebody else could do a movie, and it would be good.
As long as it's not Baz Luhrmann, I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah.
Baz
And you have
Luhrmann, Star
the
Trek.
Vulcan dance.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
Do you remember
dun.
the servants in Great Gatsby are all like choreographed?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
That movie's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it wasn't for Old Sport, I wouldn't.
I was just
that movie.
reminded of that.
Oh, he says old sport so well.
Yeah. Man, that book is good.
And I did like his delivery of "You're better than the whole bunch put together." Like that was he delivered that line perfectly. I thought he was a great
Leo
Caraway.
Leo is a great actor.
And as I said, I think that script is actually surprisingly decent as an adaptation, if only because they found a way for somebody to read the last paragraph of the book, which is all I wanted. Like going in, I was just like, I just want to hear the last page of that book.
And if only after that we didn't see him like writing the book.
Yeah. If not for all of that
was
bullshit.
weird too. Like
Why? You're not.
That's not in the
Fitzgerald.
book.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
I know. I don't get it.
There
It's
is
a Life
nowhere.
of Pi kind of thing. Like I saw Life of Pi finally, and I like a couple weeks ago, and like they do that same thing too. Which is like, which did you prefer, the book
Yeah.
or the tiger or the Rio story? The one with the tiger. Good. Like just like that kind of like we're trying to make it relatable to the
Yeah.
real audience.
And you're like, why is Life of Pi so popular? This movie sucks.
Yeah, 90% of that movie is not very good.
Yeah.
That actually, the
Lincoln
thing
was robbed. Lincoln
Oh
was
my god,
robbed.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
But
That's it?
anyway.
man.
Yeah, that's all I saw. Oh wait, and I did watch. I finally sat down and watched Justified, which I've seen that in there. I love that show, and I'm a fan of Ola Fantastic. He's awesome.
How far did you get? Did you?
I watched the first couple of episodes. I've been busy with editing and stuff, but I sat down and watched the first couple of episodes when I was about to go to sleep, and it's very entertaining. Timothy Oliphant is fantastic.
It's
I
funnier
hope
than
they
I
keep
thought
him
it
on.
would be.
Yeah, it's very tongue-in-cheek. My dad had been trying to get me into it for a long time. He's like, you should see this. You would love the hell out of this.
Is your father James? Because James says that you, Ryan, especially would love the hell out of this. Is what he says to me.
Yeah, no, you're right. I said it.
James, there's somebody I'd like you to meet, your real father.
It's actually just me.
Oh, God.
He takes off the beard.
Yeah, it's actually it's alternate universe James, just like from Star Trek. Only he doesn't have a beard.
Nice.
Oh, because Ryan, you don't know. You probably don't know what Dan was talking about,
Nope.
do you?
Mirror
so
universe.
in the original series, there was this mirror universe where there was a different Star Trek universe where Spock had a goatee.
Oh, that's right. I know the huge joke about it.
Yeah,
the South Park
Evil
episode.
And that's how
yeah.
you knew that he was evil. That's why
Yes.
they do it in Community, because
That's right.
evil
Ovid.
people wear goatees.
That's right.
Oh God, I love it. Have you seen the finale of Community?
I did.
Yeah, it's good.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it? Get ready.
I might have been. I both love and hate the last season.
It's tricky. It's a
Yeah.
tricky season to love. But
Yeah.
I like Darkest Timeline, and that
Yeah.
comes up prevalently.
Yeah,
So
I think my
enjoy it.
favorite moment in that episode is when he says something about like, we found a way to make it a paintball episode, and he's just totally breaking the fourth wall and saying like, see every conclusion.
They brought back the Cape 6 seasons, and it's wonderful. Want to watch?
Oh man,
Yes, but not now.
yeah,
But yeah, that's all I saw.
cool.
Very cool. Speaking of the Coen brothers, I found a movie written by them, their first movie, and Sam Raimi's second movie that was released on Blu-ray. And it's a movie I have
Crime Wave.
Crime Wave. I have never seen before, and it's literally the Coen brothers were Macy accountants, and they helped Sam Raimi on Evil Dead as just assistants. And Sam Raimi said, "Hey, you guys should write a movie with me," and they came up with Crime Wave.
You are blowing my mind right now.
And I didn't know anything about this movie. I knew it was a film noir, but what they don't tell you when you're reading it, it's a slapstick comedy mixed with film noir, mixed with Three Stooges, and the movie is actually super funny. But I was listening because there's a Bruce Campbell commentary on it, and he's
in it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
it's so funny because he was originally supposed to be the lead in the movie. But the studio that they released it for, they says, "Well, who's Bruce Campbell? You need a known
What
actor,
dicks.
right?" And so Sam Raimi was so pissed off that he brought Ethan and Joel Coen in, and they made the role of Ronaldo the Heel, the bad guy in it, bigger, who is Bruce Campbell. And oh my gosh, there's some parts in this movie I could not stop laughing. It's really uneven because Sam Raimi also didn't have final edit on it. So he actually disowned the movie.
Wow.
Because they and there's a great interview, and the commentary by Bruce is so good because he doesn't care. He talks about it, says, "We had an idea for a movie. They told us we couldn't do it. They wanted us to rewrite it. They had final say in the edits, and we didn't know, like, people had to clock in and out in overtime." He says, "Man, when I was on Evil Dead and it took 12 hours to do one shot because Sam Raimi likes to do crazy shots, we didn't care. It's all our friends hanging out, and these, all these unions and all this stuff would not let him do it." And so towards the end, he just got fed up, and he really didn't have final cut. He had to finagle some of like the cuts in it, and it's a great commentary track. And you should pick up the Blu-ray. You can get it for like $15, and it was literally released on Tuesday. But the story is it's these hitmen are exterminators, and they are going to kill this one guy, and the other guy is framed for it. So the one guy is breaking the fourth wall, telling you the story of how he got put in the electric chair, and it's so silly. The one bad guy, the fat guy there, he talks like this, and the other guy, he's like, "Oh, what are you talking about, boss?" And it's
slapsticky.
It's slapsticky.
It's a slapsticky
and,
movie.
Man, Bruce Campbell has some of the best lines he's ever delivered in a movie. He's obviously he's Ronaldo the Hill, so he's always like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's so over the top. And there's this part where this lady sits down and she talks to him, and he says, "Hey, I've never seen you in this bar before. For me, that's an open conversation." And then she says, "Ooh, you're cute." He's like, "Ugh, my favorite subject, me." And it's so lame. And then the lead guy, I don't even remember his name, he's not that good in it, but he comes up and he confronts Bruce Campbell because he's treating women like shit, and he tries to punch Bruce, and Bruce dodges him and he punches him, and then the cut is like this huge dummy flying all the way across the room and crashes through a table. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but there's so many moments that work in it and so many that don't. There's some great shots where this lady is throwing plates at the big exterminator, and the camera is following the plates as they hit him, and it's just super cool. And you can see Sam Raimi's influence throughout the whole thing because he loves the Three Stooges. There's a part where, real part in it, the guy hits his the back wall, and there's a shelf with 3 bowling balls on it, and they literally fall off and hit him in the head. And then he gets so mad that he starts pulling the carpet to get this girl, and he's pulling the whole room across. And you have to see this movie. It is so zany, and it's so hard to describe that I freaking...
You're it's not hard to describe because you're doing a perfect job right now.
Yeah, but,
no, you're right. It is literally like, it's kind of like Evil Dead, but not in a horror sense.
Yeah.
Like it has that same inflection, that same tone. And I forgot the Coen brothers had written it because they've done a couple films like that. Like they remade Gambit recently, and they wrote that. But like Crime Wave is a film that I want to see what the real cut looks like.
Yeah, totally. And you know what's funny is you said you watched Hudsucker Proxy. The name of the prison he's at is the Hudsucker Prison. So it's kind of funny, and you're watching it. And there's a part where at the end where they're fighting on top of a car, and it's so zany. And the guy has he electrocutes people, and he just turns the dial. It goes rats, man, and then super kill. You have no idea what's happening, and it's just so bizarre, but it's so funny because you can see Sam Raimi throughout the whole thing, and I actually really enjoyed the movie.
It's a film like, I think like if I watched that film again, I'd probably want to like sit down and watch like every like Raimi film like right before Evil Dead 2, like Crime Wave and Darkman and stuff like that, because like that is Raimi, I think, at his best when he's like still learning and figuring out his style, like because you see some of the funniest things in cinematic history.
Oh my gosh. And you know that's why he's my favorite director, is because he never takes himself too seriously, even in stuff like A Simple Plan. He has some goofy moments in that, and that's a great movie. But I actually really enjoyed it, and you have to watch it and listen to Bruce Campbell do the commentary, because you know it's almost 30 years later. He doesn't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's Sam Max. He doesn't care. He does what he wants. He's Bruce Campbell.
Fascinating. I did not know that existed, and yet somehow, as you described that, it makes perfect sense. Especially considering that their first like movie together was Blood Simple, which is the other end of their spectrum. You know, because they either do. They tend to swing between the very serious drama and then this sort of slapsticky kind of comedy stuff.
Yeah, like the Lady Killers and stuff.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. That is so...
I did watch that also this week.
Yeah?
That movie does hold up.
Good.
It is good.
I don't know why people hate that movie. They hated it then. I hear people hate it now. I love that movie.
True story. I went
so
to Stars Film Festival 2 years ago, and I met J.K. Simmons.
And
the first thing that I told him was, I think you are awesome in The Lady Killers.
Yeah.
And he said, thank you. Nobody ever tells me that.
And my favorite joke in this whole movie, and it's spoilers kind of, but not really. So he's about to be put in the electric chair, and nuns come in to save him, a bunch of nuns in a car, and then the governor comes in, and he's like, "Oh, the governor's here. He's going to reprieve him." And he grabs a chair. He's like, "No, I just want to watch him fry." and then a newspaper comes up, and it says "Hero Executed." And then it pans down. It's like almost saved by nuns. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. You have to see it. I can't even do.
It's like Mel Brooks if he were like super violent.
Exactly.
That's how I've described it to like Spencer Kane, because he likes Bruce Campbell even though he's never seen an Evil Dead movie in his life.
Really?
Yeah, I know. You can't get Spencer to watch anything.
Oh man.
I don't think so. I don't know. Spencer, do you want to see Evil Dead? Let's find out.
Yeah. I also saw a movie that I'm going to write a shit show review for, and it's called Bigfoot's Wild Weekend.
Oh my god. I'm so excited.
So it's the most boring movie I have ever watched in my life.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Dude, so one, the acting is horrible. What you expect?
Yeah. It's called Bigfoot's Wild Weekend.
Yeah. But you know, like Bigfoot's not that wild in it.
But he's in it a lot, right?
No.
What?
It's like horrible acting that you have to put up with. And then, I mean, the funniest part is when these girls are like, "Oh my god, let's go swimming," and they get naked, and then they go in the water, but then like Bigfoot's not even in it.
He doesn't rise out of the water majestically, completely dry, and then just like hang out with the ladies in the lake.
Is he like Marlon Brando, where he's just like, no, I don't do water.
No, the girls are like,
I'm just being difficult.
Come on in, and then it cuts away. Like they don't show him having a wild weekend.
Oh,
what?
That's a shame.
They had such an opportunity, and all the girls that are on the cover aren't in the movie.
They're all they just like they went onto Google and Googled chicks and then photoshopped them onto the cover.
See, I waited until it was 99 cents at my Blockbuster. waited and waited, and I finally went there. It was 99 cents. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to get this movie. And it was horrible. And I was so disappointed because, one, they said it's taking place in Hawaii, and it's like in woods. And then there's like tons of inconsistencies in the script, which I can understand in a low-budget movie, but, okay, you're making a Bigfoot movie. Won't you try to have, like, fun with it?
Yeah.
These guys are, like, not having fun.
This sounds like the Birdemic of Bigfoot movies. Like,
Yeah,
the birds are
exactly.
only in there for, like, 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I've never seen Birdemic. The
They-
birds are
basically,
there for 20 minutes?
Okay, they're not in there that long, but
Oh,
they're there.
no.
They're there. This is pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm not spoiling anything for you with
I don't
Birdemic.
care. I don't think you can spoil Birdemic.
And then there's a part where Bigfoot rapes a chick.
Whoa, whoa!
That is not the Bigfoot I grew up with.
Why didn't you start with the rape
Bigfoot
part?
in his wild weekend raping chicks.
No, but it gets weirder. So, like, so this guy, one, there's all these hicks around, and they're trying
Right.
to hunt Bigfoot for $25,000 at a tabloid's
Yeah.
offering. And so this one guy has sex with his girlfriend, which they don't show her naked, so what's the point? So he goes out and he has like a blanket over him, and the hicks think he's Bigfoot, so they shoot him in his butt. And so they're taken away, and they're like trying to give him first aid, and then Bigfoot slips into the tent, and you don't see him like do anything to her. He like sits down and rubs her. She's like, "Oh, why are you so stinky?" And then he like leaves, and then the dude comes back, and he wants to have sex with her again after he got shot in the ass. And she's like, "Oh, when did you get so big?" He's like, "What?" And that's the end of the scene. Yeah,
Like insinuating that she's...
that Bigfoot has a big dick. And it's like, it's boring, and then it's just horrible. And I expected it to be wild. I really did. Like, if I wrote Bigfoot's Wild Weekend, I would have the girls be like, "Oh, let's take our tops off," and then Bigfoot would show up with beer, and then they'd have a party, and he'd get passed out, and he'd like smoke a bong, and he'd go face first through the picnic table, and
It'd be Weekend at Bernie's with
Yes!
Bigfoot.
Harry from the Hendersons.
yeah, and then Bigfoot's just misunderstood. That's like the whole thing. Is he's not attacking people? He's just misunderstood. He's just some hornball.
He's not misunderstood. He's missing from the film.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh man, that sounds bad.
And you can see when the guy's Bigfoot, he moves his head around. You can see like where the mask, like.
Well, that sounds perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
That's an indelible touch.
And when you flip it over on the back, it says, the actor, and it says, I forget his name, and he says, "Sci-Fi's Mega Shark." Like that's the guy you want to star in your movie. Is
So does that mean that next week you're going to try to get a hold of Sex Squatch, the Legend of Bloodstool Creek?
Yeah, totally. And
Oh my God, that title!
and the last thing I watched was the last of season 1 of Game of Thrones,
Oh,
which I still like the show.
yeah.
I don't think it's out as outlandish as you think it is.
It's not outlandish. It's that they. I think that they compress way too much story into one season, and so I find very little actual motivation from characters. Things feel like they happen because they're in the book, not because they are like natural extensions of those characters.
Peter Dinklage is really good in it.
Peter Dinklage
Yes.
is amazing.
There's a
He's
scene
the reason
where
I'm still watching.
he says, "Oh, I'm a great judge of character," and he's talking to like a whore and his guy who got his freedom, and it's pretty good. Sean Bean's really good in it. Of course, he
Yes.
dies.
If it weren't for Peter Dinklage's little speech in the first episode, I probably wouldn't have ever watched as much as I have. When he's talking to Jon Snow, and they're talking about Jon Snow's talking about the fact that he's a bastard, and Tyrion says that like, oh, he understands. He's like, why, you're not a bastard? And he's like, I'm a midget. Midgets are always bastards to their father. And you're like, oh my God, like that line is so good and so sets a tone for that character, who continues to be the saving grace of that show. But
I gotta watch this now.
So-
Like, I haven't seen it yet, but I gotta watch this now.
I saw it because James hates it. And then we had the Not Literally Girls on and told me I had to watch it.
yeah,
So I sat down and I enjoy. I love Spartacus. I don't think it's as good as Spartacus,
No,
but
no.
It's gonna be
'cause-
hard to top that.
yeah,
I
nothing can
love-
top Spartacus.
God, Blood and Sand is awesome.
Oh, it's beautiful.
and Spartacus knows what it's doing.
Well, I think
and
too-
so it doesn't feel like it's getting in its way. Whereas because it's on HBO, I think that also kind of ruins part of the show because Game of Thrones has. The character in the first season who's like the hooker who goes to the big city, that character is apparently not in the book, or certainly not as big of a part, and she's only there so that they can suddenly cut to her naked or her friends naked or them having sex with people. Like that whole plot is added just so that HBO can justify you paying for their cable subscription.
The one thing I will say that Spartacus has way over Game of Thrones is I think the characters in Spartacus are way better developed. and you understand their
I would agree.
understand their motivations more.
Exactly. I think that's true on a scene-to-scene basis. I remember stuff from the first season where, like, the blonde... Oh, my God. First of all, I think that the whole story about the blonde woman whose name whatever her name is...
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi.
I don't know her real name.
Anyway, she marries this dude, and then he rapes her every day for, a month or two. And that whole story about how she sort of wins him over by choosing to make it fun for her too, I think is highly offensive and really a horrible story. But I remember scenes in that first season where, like, they'll be riding on horses and they'll ride off and something will happen for some reason and people will sort of argue and then they'll ride back and get back together. And I'm like, why did any of that happen? Why did that character go over there? Why did this scene start where, like...
See, I don't remember that.
It all feels very rushed. Yeah, it bugged me every episode. Like, there were so many scenes where I was like, I don't know why we're here. Or
maybe it's
because
I watched them all in a row.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because I was watching them week to week. And I
getting mixed vibes here, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You have to watch it for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as James says it is.
I saw the pilot. The pilot's good. I was in the boardwalk at the time.
Yeah.
So
you know what I think? I think a big part of it is, and something that you won't notice, is that I wish the show were crafted the way that Lost or Mad Men or something like that is, where they have so many stories going on at once, but they choose one or two or three an episode to focus on, so that every episode you get an arc. Whereas when you're watching it week to week, it feels like they touch every story every episode, or for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
And so you end up just sort of feeling like this doesn't. I don't get anywhere.
Yeah,
my
only criticism about the show really is sometimes you want. You're right. You want their scenes to be longer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's scenes with Ned Stark where he's in like the dungeon and he's like talking about trying to save his daughter
right before he dies.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then
my God, it's obnoxious.
Then it just ends. And
yeah,
like,
and then he dies.
Yeah.
And the way that scene is written, it's sort of like they're giving you this little bit of hope that like oh now there's going to be this intrigue about whether or not he can try to get himself out of jail, and then he just dies, and you're like, then what was the point of that scene?
But see, I will disagree with that because when he went up to before he died, he had that whole spiel about how I'm a proud man and it's more important to me my honor than anything else. But when he went up there, he realized that he had to lie to protect his daughters, and that's why he did it. And that he was killed anyways I think was actually a pretty powerful moment in the show. I mean, I already knew he died because Entertainment Weekly had this like spoiler alert thing, and they like blocked out his head. But like what his costume was. It's fucking Sean Bean.
Yeah,
and
it's Sean Bean, so you know he's gonna die.
And he's gonna die.
Yeah.
But I also think I think that little king is really good in it. That Joffrey, I think, is a little prick.
Yeah.
But whatever.
He's horrible.
If I can ever find season 2 to rent, I'll get it.
Yeah.
That's what I watched this week.
It gets better. I'll say that. So if you like it now, you'll like it later. The first season, I think, is the worst thing about that show.
And there's some naked chick with dragons on her. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in.
James, what'd you watch?
I really didn't watch pretty much anything at all. I'm still watching Dick Van Dyke and caught up on a lot of stuff. I was behind on a lot of my shows. I was behind on Hannibal. I was behind on Bates Motel. Did watch the finale of Bates Motel, which is really good.
Bates Motel is my favorite show right now.
Yeah. Oh, just out of any show?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can see it.
all my shows have ended.
That's true. Yeah. Well, now Bates Motel has too. But yeah, I think that finale was fantastic.
It's coming back for a second season.
The way, but the way that they balance who is sane and who is not in that show is really chilling. And maybe my favorite thing about every episode is at the beginning when Carlton Cuse' voice comes on and says previously on Bates Motel, and I'm like, on Lost? Previously on Lost?
It came back.
And Norma Bates, man, I have I have a hard on for her.
Whoa.
That was my almost my first problem with that show was I didn't like the way they were like making me feel sympathy for Norma, because I've almost like every time I've like ever watched something in the psychopathology, I've never had any sympathy for her.
Honestly, I don't have sympathy for her in the show.
But that's why I kept watching the show.
Yeah. She is the way it's played, and I think she should definitely win an Emmy for it, is she plays it as like she's damaged, but she really isn't, and she is abusive and manipulative, and I love the show. I really do.
It goes back and forth because sometimes I do feel a little bit sorry for her, and then I'm like, well, but you're also a crazy pants.
And how Freddie Highmore plays Norman, I think is so good because I do feel bad for him because he's so confused and he doesn't know, and his girlfriend
and when he goes into that like weird fugue state, oh man, it's both chilling and yet you are afraid for him and for everyone around him.
It's very Hitchcock-esque.
Yeah.
I love it. That show took a long time for me to get into, but it is so worth it.
Yeah. It is. I love that show. Anyways, what else, James?
I haven't seen Hannibal.
And you should check out Hannibal. That show's gonna get canceled because it's too awesome, and if it does, I'm gonna burn down all of network television.
Like I said, they're gonna some other network.
Yeah,
will pick it up.
they'll pick it up somewhere. But with how many complaints they're getting now for actually having ballsy television on network television,
something NBC needs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, there was a guy this week. And I don't want to always sell this show by how crazy and outlandish the murders are because that's not why I like it. I do actually like the characters. But there was a guy this week who was killing people and he was ripping open their necks, and he was a musician. He was like coating their vocal cords and then playing them like an instrument, because then he like stabbed the neck of an instrument into their neck, and they showed it on TV. Like I'm looking up while I'm doing work, and I look up, and all of a sudden there's this guy with the top of an instrument sticking out of his neck and his head bent back, and I was like, this is disturbing as fuck. Like, oh man. Yeah, and it's partially important because that sells so much of how messed up Will is inside of his brain, because he doesn't kill people, but he sees the killings. Man, that show is great. And then lots of Dick Van Dyke. That show continues to be awesome.
So have you seen the 3 Ottoman openings?
No.
No?
Or
make sure you watch all the Ottoman openings. Because there's one where he trips, there's one where he does something else, and there's one where he does another thing.
He's still on the first season, so it's
he's
just
on
the
second
photos.
one.
But I mean,
like that's
episode
right,
32.
you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
You're still on doom.
Did you watch
and
that?
there have started being like little cold openings at the beginning, but it took a while before they started getting there. But yeah, and I every now and then I'm probably missing an episode if I fall asleep during it or something like that. So I probably but I have a feeling this will be a show that I go back and rewatch a few times.
I watch it
life.
all the time.
Good.
So
I got it on Blu-ray. It's so amazing.
Does
It's
the master look good on it?
Oh my gosh! Because I had the DVDs and they'd still have the pops and like the crackles, and you could see the film scratch. Not on there anymore.
It's funny because none of that. I haven't seen any of that on the Netflix version. Yeah, so
it's surprisingly well cleaned up.
Yeah,
like because usually those old TV shows aren't on Netflix. So.
Right. Yeah.
I know West Wing looks terrible on there right now.
Ooh. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Brad.
You didn't get caught up on the Office finale?
Oh, I did watch the Office finale. Yes, that's right. That was one of the other things I caught up on, and it was good. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It was good. It still did not pull my heartstrings as much as Pam watching the plane fly away, but I enjoyed it. I love that they brought back that letter in those last couple episodes. The letter that he put in the teapot. That.
Oh yeah.
That little touch as far as bringing the whole show back together. I don't know. It was good.
Yeah.
Creed, and yes, you left me the Creed surprise. Creed is fucking amazing. Oh my god, oh man, yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Brad, what'd you
That
watch?
was me. So last week I watched Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning.
Right.
And then Netflix said, "Hey, would you also like to watch Hard Target?"
Nice.
And you said, "Yes, I would."
Yeah, okay. It's like one of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies I haven't seen, so yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's a movie that was produced by Sam Raimi and Rob Tappert.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
It is.
It's directed by John Woo. Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a character named Chance Boudreaux, and he's just a wandering, trying to find a job guy in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it's about Lance Hendrickson runs a racket of trying to get wealthy people to hunt homeless people in New Orleans.
That's
So
right. I haven't seen this movie in years.
me either.
It's the one where it's like shattered glass on the front, right? Or it's like,
the iTunes art or the Netflix art's
Yes,
different.
it's the like reflection of JCVD in a. I think it's a knife tip.
oh, it's a knife tip.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I thought it was glass.
Oh man, what a horrible cover.
Yeah, so anyway, Lance Henderson's running this, crazy, like, kill the homeless gang for, pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars and I'll set you up with, like, killing a homeless guy in New Orleans. And then, they, kill this one guy, and his daughter, she lives in Michigan, finds, like, he disappears, so she tries to track down, like, what happened to my dad? She goes to New Orleans, runs into Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's just kind of floating between, she offers to pay him to go because, like, within a few minutes of showing up in New Orleans, she gets, like, assaulted by a New Orleans gang. And, Jean-Claude steps in. He's like, you should pal around New Orleans with someone who knows what the town's like. So she's like, fine, I'll pay you $200 to show me around. And he's like, no. And then he goes to, a construction yard or something to, like, wait to be selected for a job, and he gets selected, and then it's like, oop, technicality, you can't, I forget what the technicality was, but, like, you can't do it. So he's like, I gotta go find that chick and get that $200 then. So she's already taken off, and then he stops her, like, on the highway and gets the job. It's just like this weird, like, extra plot thing that's like, why are we wasting time with this?
JCVD is hard up for cash.
And, like, you're writing the script, like, yeah, this is a waste of time. Just, like, accept the money, right? And let's move on with the movie. Yeah, so from then on, it's, like, kind of like a little detective thing. Like,
I don't think it's a bad movie, though. It's all right.
It's just cheesy. Like, there's the cliche doves thing in it, and then, like, the finale is a shootout in, like, in the middle of New Orleans swamp. There's just a prop warehouse, and they just have a huge gunfight in there. And Wilford Brimley shows up as Chance Boudreaux's
in that movie.
like his Alfred, I guess. And he has a terrible New Orleans, like, French or accent. like Wilford Brimley's, like, really trying to do it, but he just can't. Yeah, it's so silly.
We shouldn't be too hard on it, though, because it was written by a guy named Chuck Farrer, who went on to gather some fame for writing Barbed Wire.
Nice.
So
there's some pretty cool stunts in it, like they're getting chased down on the highway, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's riding a motorcycle, and he's got the girl on the back of it, and they eventually get to, like, an end of the road where they can't go any further. So he turns around, dumps her, starts driving the bike towards the Jeep Cherokee that's been chasing them, and then, like, he shoots at the window. Obviously, he's impervious to bullets because they all miss.
Right.
And so he launches himself off. This is all, like, no wires, It's actually pretty amazing. He launches himself off the bike, flies over the car, and, like, shoots at it while he's flying, and then rolls off the back. And it's a big wide shot, so you just see this stuntman, like, leap over this car and then hit the ground and roll.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive. But yeah, story-wise and characters, it was ridiculous.
The stuntman died.
You know what Jean-Claude Van Damme movie I always loved was Death Warrant.
I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, you should check it out. He plays his twin brother is murdered. Or no, what? No, the Sandman is this killer that kills his partner, and he's in prison. So Jean-Claude Van Damme purposely breaks the law, so he's thrown in the same prison, so he can have an epic, like, martial arts fight with him. I loved it.
It's like Prison Break, but better.
Yes. It's reverse Prison Break. It's breaking into prison.
No Retreat, No Surrender, starring JCVD. That's the one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of JCVD itself, just that JCVD movie.
I've still never seen it.
It's the way they push the way he plays himself essentially is just, it's brilliant. It's like watching, like, I would want to see a version of that with Stallone or Schwarzenegger. Like, I just want to see it with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Oh.
It is not the tumor.
So after I was done with that, Netflix asked, "Hey, you watched
You fell
Our
into
Target? Would you like to watch Sudden Death?"
Nice.
And you said?
And I said, "I did see that a while ago. Let me refresh my memory on whether it was good or not." And
you're falling into a horrible hole here.
It's as retarded as Hard Target.
Sudden hole.
Yeah, I accidentally just typed in Sudden Hole.
So in this one, Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a firefighter, and within the first couple minutes, he is on the job trying to rescue a little girl from a burning house, and he's trapped somewhere in the house, calling out for the other firefighters to come get him and the little girl. And then just before they get to him, the surroundings around collapse on them, and magically he is okay. But the little girl he had cradled in his arms is just dead.
He crushed her to death.
He must have crushed her to death
with his love,
and that paralyzes him emotionally. So he quits the force, and then I don't know if he was divorced prior to that or not, but it seems like he wasn't, because his downward spiral probably fractured his family. So he takes a job as a maintenance guy at the Pittsburgh.
That's right. It's
hockey rink.
It's a hockey one. Yeah,
for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But his kids don't know that. They think he's an officer of security there.
Because he's that'd be so beneath anybody to be a security guard.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And then he shows up on one of the days where he's not supposed to have the kids, and his ex-wife's like, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "But it's my son's birthday. I just wanted to, I got these tickets to the hockey game, and it's only tonight, so I can't really do it tomorrow when I'm supposed to see him. So do you mind if I take him?" And her new husband is totally friendly with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's like, "Yeah, sure, take the kid. I don't care." Let's hang out later. Let's be buds. It's kind of bizarre. So they take the kids to the hockey game. But he leaves them in the audience, and then because he has to go take care of some other things like change light bulbs and stuff. And meanwhile, Powers Booth.
Yeah.
No.
Love me some Powers Booth.
The vice president is visiting this one Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game, and Powers Booth shows up to take the vice president hostage. Kills most of his staff right away.
It's called sudden death?
Because
watch this.
part of Powers Booth's plan is to transfer the money between each period. If the money isn't in his account before the first period, the second period, and finally by the third period ends, the vice president will die, and he will blow up. And he will blow up the hockey rink.
Wow.
So,
and then there will be no more hockey.
Since the government is dragging their feet about it, Jean-Claude Van Damme has to race around the arena, disarming all the bombs, because he knows how to do
I
that.
want to watch this fucking movie now.
Oh my goodness!
Does this explain a lot of the lockouts that we've had in hockey recently?
That's why hockey's on the decline.
Van Damme can't hunt.
And
Sorry, I'm all
the
the
coup de
wrong.
grace is when Powers Booth is escaping in a helicopter above the arena, and then
Wait, why is Powers Booth in the arena if he's going to blow the arena up?
Because he thinks he's going to get out at some point.
He has an escape plan, James.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry,
Fuck.
poking holes in the movie I haven't even seen.
Jean-Claude Van Damme takes down the helicopter, and the top of the arena is open, so the helicopter is falling through the opening in the arena.
Yeah.
And at one point, he kidnaps Jean-Claude Van Damme's daughter, and so they're up in the rafters, whatever, fighting. And his daughter gets up there, and she gets left on one of the catwalks. And then in this tiny little space, this huge helicopter, is green screen in front of, falling in front of her, and she's watching it pass. It's just this, profile shot of this Powers Booth looking out the helicopter window as it's falling, and then crashes on the ice, and it was just so those blades are not that far from her. She would be cut up, and it should just be rattling between the roof but no, it's just calmly slowly falling as it's descending, and then finally explodes on the ice. I was like, wow, they did not think that one through.
Dude, I am so going to go to Tradesmart and get Death Warrant on DVD.
And get sudden death. It's probably part of a 3-pack.
It probably is. I should.
So yeah.
Relive
awesome.
my middle school days when I loved Van Damme. I used to love his movies.
Really?
But-
I know I won't watch
I never got
Bloodsport
really
again
too
or-
into him, but this seems like a good time in my life now.
By the end of the movie, does he have to cradle a girl and protect her by something and redeem himself
See, that'd be
from,
cool.
from having crushed?
That would
the
have been
last
cool
one?
if he had to do that, with the helicopter falling.
Yeah, the helicopter falls on him, and he
I will
is like,
protect you.
I will take the hit for this one.
and then it kills him, but she lives this time.
You know why I think Last Action Hero is so great? Is because his son dies in it. I think that's such an amazing moment. It's such a great character thing, and that never happens in those movies. That's why Last Action Hero is the most underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of all time.
I would agree with that.
And written by Shane Black.
And the last thing I
that's
watched was a
right.
bunch of Kitchen Nightmares because
Oh,
you guys
whoa,
talked about it last
whoa.
week.
Yeah.
Did you watch the crazy ad lady? Did you see the
Or
one
did
we
you-
were
or
talking
you were
about
watching
last
on
week?
Netflix?
Oh, just Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
I was watching like season 1 through 2.
Because I think that whole episode is like leaked on YouTube, and I think just because of how much attention it's getting, they're just leaving it up.
So
So
are
you could
you-
go watch that one.
Or did you watch the British version, or is it the American
British version.
one?
Yeah.
Those ones are a little more mellow.
Yeah, and it's also I'm in the beginning of season 3. It's kind of like settling into a pattern of
Yeah.
people just kind of do the same stupid shit.
There are British versions and American
yeah,
versions?
Yeah, he goes like
Yeah.
the British ones. He is a little more. Is like Vinegar Arms has been a family restaurant for 40 years, but lately the locals are staying away. And like that's his like that's how he does the voiceovers, you know. And now on the American one, it's like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is home of the Pirates, and it's also home of Tatiana's whatever.
Shit Shack.
Ran by co-owners and husband and wife, George and Tatiana Azul. I don't even know.
Azul.
But yeah, the whole thing of like each episode just seems like he shows up, he eats the food, it's terrible. He goes in the kitchen, they're obviously
It's dirty.
Yeah.
dirty.
No,
they're
that's
not
how they
doing-
all are. It's just
Yeah.
the people that he meets
Yeah.
always makes it. I always love the one on the British one. Did he go to the purple? It's like a purple.
The more,
Yeah, and he like graffitis
He's-
the
yeah,
outside,
when he
so they have to
leaves.
repaint it.
This is like 6 months after he said, hey, you should change the outside because we did that street walk where everyone said everyone hates your color of your building, and then he came back 6 months later, they still hadn't changed it, so he spray painted it.
Yeah, and he also threw the fryer in the lake.
And then he misspelled fuck.
Yeah,
I,
he's like, oh fuck, I misspelled that.
Or no, he writes paint and he forgot the I. That's what it was.
So it's just pant.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
I love him.
it must be that I've seen some of each. Because I usually watch it on BBC.
Yeah,
So because both of those things sound familiar.
even like his effort's pretty funny, where he has like this restaurant, has
Oh,
people
yeah.
come in and
Effort's
do
good.
challenges.
Yeah.
The most frustrating one is the one where there's that guy who's like the British king of chicken. He's like Colonel Sanders
Yeah.
of chicken, and he has that head chef who is really like stuck in like doing overly creative stuff.
Oh yeah,
And no matter how many times
was it the French guy? Where he,
I think he might be French.
and he's like, no, this is perfect. I have so many like flavors and.
And Ramsey brings in 2 like critics,
Yeah.
for the stars or whatever that he's trying to get, and they tell him twice, stop making it so elaborate. Like like less is more. Yeah, it's just frustrating. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, people are
how
idiots.
you can't get past your own ego sometimes.
It's one of those shows where I think that it's something you can't look away from when the person who's running the restaurant is like he's a crazy pants or is just an asshole or whatever. But the episodes that are the best are the ones where like they're stubborn or they're in a rut or something like that. But it's like a family run place, and by the end he brings his family back together. That's when you feel like, oh, this is good reality TV. Like he's helping.
Do you want me to blow your mind about it? It's the new season that's coming out, next year. It's its 10th season.
Man,
Kitchen
I believe it.
Nightmares.
I feel like
Been on
every
for
time
10
it's
years.
the British
Yeah.
or the English one?
The American one.
Well,
I think he did them at the same time, though.
I think there's been more than one season in a year though.
I don't know.
Has it really been 10 years?
I know his, because I have his shows on DVD, like from the BBC.
Yeah.
Like he had Gordon Ramsay's his Kitchen Nightmares, The F Word.
Hell's Kitchen is the American one, right?
Yeah, no, that's his
That's the-
competition.
Yeah.
Oh.
which is also funny.
Yeah.
I just love him because he's so awesome. He just tears people apart because
Yeah.
they're idiots.
He's like I think he's like a funnier Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh, for
he's
sure.
much more clever
And a nicer,
Hey,
he's got
through it
better
all,
motivation.
I think he's pretty like
he's balanced.
yeah.
like he loses his patience with people, but at the end of the day, he's still trying to help them. And,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just ghastly. Yeah, it looks like dog shit on a table. I love when he describes the food. I think that's my favorite part is when they bring it out. There's this one where he was in.
Or he'll dump it in a plant or something.
Yeah, he was in. I forget some like uppity New England town, and this guy brought out like he had steamed food in like this paper bag that you could eat, and he's like, "Oh my god, it looks like my baby just shit its pants." And he's like, "Come here. Does this look appetizing to you? It's like my baby ate curry." And it's so
Oh wow.
just goes on and on.
Oh
and
man.
the people are saying, I'll have you know that people order that and they love it. Who are these fucking people? Oh, Gordon.
Coming
Yeah.
from thin air.
Cool.
Thanks. We should pay some bills with sponsors.
Hello, Real Nerds listeners. I'm Mac.
And I'm I'm Idiotitics.
And we're here to tell you to visit SphrixesDomain.com. Why should you visit SphrixesDomain.com?
Well, duh, it's simple. If you like farts and cartoons and bad words and stuff, you should definitely visit SphrixesDomain.com.
How do you spell that address I see?
What? I don't know. Fucking S something. I don't know. I'm incontinent. I have no idea.
Fine, I'll do it. S P H E
Sure.
R
Oh god. Seriously, you gonna
X
spell the whole thing out?
S
Oh
P.
god, just say the domain part. I don't want to be here all night. Jesus. Does it get any more of a complicated website name? Stupid assholes first. Jesus.
Anyway, visit our website where you can read about all the funny adventures of 7 aliens struggling to live together in an abandoned warehouse in Denver.
Well, what? That's it? What? It doesn't say anything about my crazy hijinks or antics or... What? Ridiculous.
Nope, that's all Sphrix wrote down.
Well, that doesn't sound funny at all. But you know what does sound funny? Gross.
Oh man, I'm hungry
God.
again.
Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh, Sphrix is gonna be pissed when he sees what you did to his office.
Hey, what are you guys doing in my office? It smells like puke and farts in here.
Go to SphrixDomain.com. Bye.
SphrixesDomain.com.
My man spider sense is tingling.
Hey, look, it's Man Spider.
How's it going, true believers? When I'm swinging through Colorado and I need comic books, I head to Arvada, Colorado, to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, the teal troll is attacking me.
My son's in danger. Will no one help him?
Oh no, it's Man Spider.
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, the whips the competition with great deals on back issues, 50% off, hold slot, 20% off list price. You want sports memorabilia? They got that too.
Where are you going, Man Spider? The teal troll still has my son.
Here's web in your eye.
Oh no, I'm bested by Man Spider again.
So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado, and tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smokin' Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
This is the box office stats.
The number one movie last week was Mud. It's really weird.
Man, that's a good movie. It deserves it. You know, more people need to, you know.
It's actually Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah, I was like, what?
$70 million for 3 days, $84 million over its 4.5 days.
People are calling it unsuccessful, but I don't know how.
What?
Yeah.
Well, the sales are down from from 4 years. How many? It's been 4 years, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 years ago. The ticket price was up and the attendance was up, and like this year, like with 3D and whatnot, I can't remember exactly what I read in Box Office Mojo, but it said like something about it where like the attendance has changed because of 3D and whatnot. So the 3D ticket price, like it accounts for most of it, but it doesn't like account for all of what should be there. You know.
Yeah, it's just the attendance, but I mean, yeah, when you make $84 million, it's still, I mean, come on.
That's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it should still probably finish with like 180 or something.
Yeah, and that's half its budget in the first week. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's blowing up overseas, so.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care.
No.
Now, like in America now, if they get to 150 and they do like 400 million overseas, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, people need to realize that the American market is hardly their concern anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's that worldwide.
What I think is crazy is Iron Man 3 is like the 7th highest grossing movie of all time now.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I love the movie, but, you know, it's one of those ones, too, like the third one, and you wouldn't know if it'd be as popular.
China.
It's $1.025 billion or something. It's crazy.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
$1 billion.
It's now
and they actually did this profile of Robert Downey Jr., besides The Soloist, his last 5 movies have all grossed over $800 million.
Man. No wonder. And yet, like, no wonder that what feels like the majority of the cost for making the Avengers went to his bank account, which is that's not true because he got points, so that's why he got paid so much. But it's really nice that, unfortunate but nice that right now the part of their struggle for Avengers 2 is getting everybody on contract, and part of the reason why he's not necessarily gung-ho on Iron Man 4 is because he's trying to argue for the other actors in those movies to get higher pay grades than they got. He was the only one who got points, and that's why he made like $50 million on that movie. He mentioned
it in the GQ I have that's next to my nightstand. He mentioned that like ScarJo got like $500,000 for Iron Man 2 and like $3 million for Avengers.
Yeah. Everybody else, every other cast member except I think Chris Hemsworth, who got a little bit more, was like between 2 and 4 or 4 and 8.
But still, at the end of the day, I mean, it's $2 million to put on spandex and throw a shield,
and pretend to be like every dream.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where when those numbers come out and you're Robert Downey Jr. and you're making 10 times what everybody else in the movie is making, you ought to go out there and be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to be that dick who's like, oh, well, I'm just so much more important. I think it's really nice.
No, and I think, even watching interviews with him, he doesn't seem like he seems like the nice guy, Sometimes when you watch movie stars, you're like, oh, this guy's a putz, but...
Yeah. I was listening to Doug Loves Movies, and they were saying, I think that was what it was, but they were saying Cinefamily needed a new projector, and he showed up and found out about it. He's like, yeah, let's put it on my card. So he bought the theater a new projector.
Well, one of the... I love this to this day, man. His Comic-Con appearance from last year, where all the kids have their homemade Iron Man costumes, and they're like, yeah, we're Iron Man. And then like he just shows up from behind and was like, I love all these Iron Men. And then there's like pictures of him doing this with all the kids and stuff. I mean, it's awesome.
That man is a treasure.
I love him.
Yeah.
How much do I love him? May 28th, Oriental Theater.
Oh, spoilers.
Way too much, man.
Did you finally... I meant to ask, did you finally watch Shortcuts?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I liked it.
Good.
Like it's an interesting movie. I loved Tim Robbins in it. He's such a bastard in it, but I love him in it.
Yeah, I didn't mean to detract him. Just like I had to know because that is one of the most out of anything he's done. That is the one thing I didn't expect.
Yeah,
but it's so good.
It's interesting because I've watched so many of his movies, seeing his career. From teen heartthrob, and all those movies, Less Than Zero, to more of a serious actor with Chaplin and things like that. Then drugs, going away for a while, then coming back as this huge action star. So it's pretty cool.
He's had a fun ride.
Yep.
Speaking of May 28th,
it was coming out on DVD and Blu-ray.
Also, thank you, Box Office Mojo.
Yeah, fuck Box Office Mojo. I'll thank them when they start paying me money. I should mention them on air. Because who knows? Maybe I got off HollywoodNumbers.com.
Who?
Lawyered. Box Office Mojo. What if that Ray Stubers is like listening to the show? He's like, hey, fuck you guys. And he writes me a huge email. That'd be awesome.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Dark Skies. You remember that movie?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Where that one guy, he's like standing in his backyard and he's like, yeah. Well, that movie comes out this week.
Cool.
That's the big one.
I like Kerry Russell.
Was she in that? Oh, yeah.
From J.J. Abrams'
yeah, that's right.
Felicity.
Yeah. The first season of Longmire, which is that show that if you go to a movie right now, they're going to show you a really long commercial for. I didn't know it was a movie until now. Or a show, I mean.
That was even released as a show. I thought it was like a preview for a show upcoming.
Right, exactly. But no, Crazy. It's a preview for the second season of a show I didn't know existed.
If you like Justified, check it out. It's fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like Justified, but with old people. It's really cool.
Cool with it.
I do like me some Westerns.
Yeah.
They're also doing a big Blu-ray release of Cleopatra. So if you want to see, like, the biggest flop of all time.
I love that movie. It's so much fun to watch just disaster happen at like one given moment.
And then the second part of Doctor Who Series 7, which has got the snowmen and
you know
all
what?
that on
Fuck
it.
Doctor Who and his fucking TARDIS.
Stop
I'm
it.
tired of it. It's
I
retardis.
will say, man, the newest season ended this week. I didn't talk about this in what you've been watching. I'm just gonna skirt right over that comment. Man, it was a horrible,
it's so
horrible
weird, like,
finale.
Everyone makes that joke, but you just really sold it.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.
For
I didn't hate the finale, but I didn't love it either. Like if it didn't it wasn't satisfying enough for me.
No. It's all set up for the 500 or the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's just any involvement from River Song makes me hate the episode.
Oh no, I guess I should give it a fair chance. Of course, the only 2 episodes I saw were the Andrew Garfield one. So
you probably
I'm like, hey, Andrew Garfield's in Spider-Man. I'll watch this. Oh my god, this is horrible.
You probably will not like that show.
Is it because the robots are really fucking stupid in it?
No, but you just saying that is part of why you won't like that show. It's a very tongue-in-cheek, kitsch sci-fi show that is a throwback to 50s science fiction.
But I like 50s science fiction.
No. I mean the 50s science fiction that you get when you go to Walmart and they've got a collection of 50 science fiction movies you've never heard of, and it's the meteor falls into a
from
town
a valley
and
or
yeah, that kind of stuff.
Attack of the Moon Zombies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. No, it really is. That's the stuff that Chris Mim is making.
Does Chris Mim ever listen to this show?
No, but it's he even told us that's what he's trying to do is remake those movies.
It's like Monty Python meets Creature from the Black Lagoon, sci-fi stuff. So if you're into that, you might enjoy it. I would say give it a fair shot. You don't have to watch the old stuff. Just watch this new one.
I'll try it.
But know that what you're going to get is very
I got Justified season 2. I think I'll rather watch.
Yeah, you're better off with Justified season 2. One of the best seasons of one of the best shows on television. Anyway.
Unspool Real News, James.
Thank you, Digital Bits.
We're actually looking at Amazon, so Digital Bits did not help me this time.
Well, I use Digital Bits to get to Amazon, but anyway.
It's real news.
So there's not a lot this week. Maybe the biggest thing, is that the Xbox got announced this week.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a PlayStation, but that was always true.
Xbox One.
I saw a meme today. They had a picture of whatever guy was doing the press conference, so he's pointing back to this giant screen, and then someone wrote on the picture, and now we're giving you the power to watch TV on your TV.
Yeah.
It's just so lame.
What?
And two, they're not going to let you let's say you're like, oh, hey guys, I have to do Mortal Kombat. Let me come over to your house and play it on your Xbox One.
Bring it over, buddy.
Yeah.
You have to fucking pay to play it on a friend's system. That's so stupid. I understand that they're doing it because, they want to cut back on, used games and they want developers to make money.
Yeah.
I just read a whole article in the new Game Informer. It was awesome. It was about how Xbox Live and Xbox has turned its back on developers and how they force you to put games out when they want you to, in their time window. Yep. If you're an independent developer, you have to give them a cut of the money.
Xbox has been, this whole generation, Xbox has been on top. Obviously, this is not movie related, but I don't care. Xbox has been on top this whole generation, and that is partially because of the fact that the PlayStation was not built in a way that was developer friendly.
Yeah.
And when they came out with the PlayStation 4, that they not only admitted that, they built the whole console in contrary to what they'd done before, where they were like, we're going to build this so that it's going to be easy for you guys. And the big thing that people were saying that was going to maybe swing everybody back away from Xbox was that they were going to go into it with the arrogance of having been the number one Xbox or the number one console for the past 8 years or however long it's been. And boy, oh boy, did that happen.
I was reading an article on IGN where they had, it's like, hey, are you excited about the new Xbox? 89% said no, they're not even going to get it.
Yeah. Which is insane. I mean, it's not good for games. It's not good for the industry.
I don't
if
think
the
so
console.
either.
I mean, it's for as somebody who has really liked his PlayStation and will love his PlayStation 4, I'm like, there's a part of you that sort of sides with it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is cool. The side that I'm with, they're gonna win for a little while. Maybe they'll make more Uncharted games, but that doesn't actually matter because if the Xbox doesn't do well, games in general will fail.
No, I agree. But you need the competition to push yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited for The Last of Us. So
yeah, exactly.
But Sony, the difference is Sony understands what they did wrong.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it. And I still think PlayStation 3 is a great system.
They didn't do it necessarily out of arrogance. They did it because they were trying to build a console that they thought was going to push really be the future of games, but it was just designed in a way that was hard for developers.
Yeah.
Especially developers who were building games for Xbox and then porting them over.
Did you watch the PlayStation conference? It's like, hey, we know now we made it so it's more PC friendly. So people who develop for the PC can just jump into the PlayStation. They can develop games for it.
Yeah.
And this whole article article in Game Informer said how Nintendo and Sony changed their whole position on it. They said, if you guys want to make a game, you can decide the point, it's points, how much you want to charge for it, if you want to send patches for free. I mean, because Xbox charges you to patch it too.
Right.
So it's just silly.
Xbox also charges you to use your Netflix on their box, which you're paying for.
Exactly.
Really?
But
That's
you have to have Xbox Live in order to use the Netflix that you're also paying for.
Well, I mean, everybody has Xbox Live Gold, but if you really want Xbox Live, you have to pay. Was it $50 a year?
Yeah, no, it's silver and then gold you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's $50 a year.
But I mean,
which isn't bad. But,
no, but on the PSN network, if you pay for it, they give you free games.
Yeah.
They save all your saves in the cloud.
Yeah, it's a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
The reason I bring it up, though, the reason that it's real news related, is that as part of that, they announced that they were partnering with Steven Spielberg to make a Halo show, which is interesting, but I don't give a shit.
But I mean, that's so weird too.
Two things.
Didn't they try to make it already? Like,
well, Peter Jackson was trying to make it for a while, but I have two arguments against this. One, falling skies. So not everything that Steven Spielberg touches is gold, and not or necessarily something he is highly involved in. Putting Steven Spielberg's name on something does not mean, especially a television show, does not immediately mean that it's going to be a brilliant television show. And that show's not bad, but this is not like, oh, they're going to make the best Halo TV show you've ever seen. Also, Halo's not a real great story, straight up. And that main character is vapid and empty. They would have to basically just make a show in that universe, and I don't think that the universe is as compelling as people think it is.
I agree. And two, why are you launching a system and talking about making a TV show?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Because they're trying to put their foot in all
the
media doors they can.
That's why it's called the Xbox One, because it's the one device you'll need. It'll come with a Blu-ray player, so you can plug it into your basement.
Off of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Sony's
I need a cheap Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
We're all forgetting the one thing though. We need a red versus blue movie. So if they make that Halo TV show, I would watch a red versus blue movie in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would watch anything if those guys did any kind of movie like that. I would watch it.
I just want them to do like a Rooster Teeth sketch hour or something like that.
Oh yeah. How has that not happened? How is there not like a Rooster Teeth version of Robot Chicken? I mean, because those guys are so talented.
Letters, guys, letters.
Yeah. And the other big thing was that we finally got a trailer for The World's End. Which we saw before our movie tonight.
I didn't see it.
Oh yeah,
I saw it online.
Oh cool. It's funny. I've never noticed how much those first two movies are similar until this one. I mean, I knew there were like little things like the jumping over the fence and stuff like that, but just the guys go into a town. It's a small town. The town gets taken over by something, and like how much just as a story arc, those movies are exactly the same. And this one looks exactly the same, but fantastic.
Yeah. To this day, I still laugh my ass off in Hot Fuzz where he kicks that old lady.
Oh yeah,
every single fucking time I see it.
Oh yeah,
kills me.
I think those aliens with the glowy faces are pretty creepy.
They're robots.
Well, robots. Well, they're clearly going to be some kind of alien robot, right?
I guess the first teaser made me think it was aliens, and they're robots. Which the effects on those robots are pretty, like the growth, her legs are spinning as her arms and stuff. Pretty convincing.
I think that This Is the End looks great too.
Oh yeah, lots of end movies.
Cinco de Mayo.
I'm afraid.
Let go of my shoe, Hansi. That was the fucking guy's name.
Get off, Aziz.
Yeah, let go of me.
Yeah,
you're already in the hole.
It looks funny, but I'm worried that that's going to overshadow like The World's End. Like people are going to they're copying This Is the End, and it's going to.
It'll make enough in the British in the UK to settle that score anyway. So.
I think that the people who know are the people who are going or are the audience for that movie already. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who are Hot Fuzz Shaun of the Dead fans, they know what that movie is, and they aren't going to feel like some other James Franco movie has eaten its lunch. So.
I'm just saying, like, I think it's going to keep it from breaking out,
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like Hot Fuzz, where it has that small following that kind of goes through it and whatnot.
Yeah. Anyway, unless there's something else you guys remember, that's pretty much news.
Nope.
Cool.
Everything's filming right now, so.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you have a comic book this week, James?
No, it's technically your week. It was
my week was when we had Joshua on the show.
No, that's cheating. That's
not cheating. Comic book corner.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
So this week on Comic Book Corner, we're going to tell you that you can now purchase tickets for Denver Comic Con with William Shatner.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that, and I can't wait to get him on the show because that's what I'm going to do.
That would be really cool.
We were going to have Stan Lee say, I'm Stan Lee, and you're listening to Real Nerds Podcast Excelsior. So what kind of line should we get Shatner to do?
Second podcast from the left and straight on till morning.
That's Peter Pan.
That's Peter Pan.
Dumbass.
No, but he says that at the end of one.
I know he says it in 6, but it's not like his line.
I know, but it's really cool when he says it.
You're listening to Real Nerds Podcast.
God! You're listening to Real Nerds Podcast!
we could get him to punch us in the face and be like, can we just get you to say,
dude,
you're listening to Real Nerds Podcast, engage?
No.
You just stare at us and be like, that's the other fucking captain douche.
I have it. Shut up, James.
All right.
It says, these are the continued adventures of a Real Nerds Podcast, boldly going where no podcast has gone before.
There we go. I like that. All right.
Okay.
Now we've got our hopes up.
William
Just to be
Shatner.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there to take photos of that event. That's going to be like a christening of a ship.
So awesome.
We'll be there Sunday night at like 10 p.m. and they'll be like, guys, you have to leave. You're not going to get to talk to William.
And the whole point is William Shatner is as cool as Stan Lee, so make sure you get out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And there's no reason. I mean, I want to meet him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, get Stan Lee next year. It's fine.
And support, Comic Book Classroom.
Yeah, that's what it's really about.
When you buy tickets. So this week on Comic Book Corners, visit us at DCC, Denver Comic Con, because I forgot to read comics this week. I could pull another Spider-Man out of the thin air, but you know what?
We would just groan and stop listening anyway.
Exactly.
That's what we do every other time.
Point?
Yep. Cool.
We saw 2 movies this week.
Yeah.
Me and James did. So you guys are going to have to sit there and listen to the spoilerific version of Fast and Furious 6. Roll that trailer. When I go fast, I go hard.
Don't roll the trailer yet.
Why?
Because we got.
We have to talk about if we should see it or not.
Man, we've been doing this 102 episodes.
You should see this movie. I liked it.
I'm actually as the big Fast 5 fan, I'm gonna say you should rent this movie.
Ooh, rent? I say see it.
Yeah.
Roll the trailer.
So how's the life of a retired international criminal? I need your help, Dom. Last week, a team of highly coordinated drivers took down a military convoy. This most recent job graduated them to a whole new level. You're gonna help me catch the team responsible.
Why is that, Hobbs?
This was taken a week ago.
He's messing with your head. Letty's dead, Dom.
I need to know for sure.
Then I'm going with you.
Equipment's way better than that trash in Rio.
Way better.
So now we work for the Hawk? Things changed.
Breathe with me.
Our target's Owen Shaw, former major in the SAS Spec Ops soldier.
You help us get Letty, we'll get you shot. But we need full pardons all the way around.
And cars. Make sure they're fast.
We're talking vehicular warfare.
I've never seen this before.
You believe in ghosts?
You don't turn your back on family, even when they do.
You really think you've won? This code you live by is about family. It's the very reason you weren't even in the game.
Damn.
Breathe with me. Breathe.
Somebody do something! I got a tank on my ass!
Breathe with me.
I hate Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, everybody does.
And there is way too
Her
much
mom
of her in
probably
this
hates
movie.
her.
Oh my god!
Wow.
That's and Michelle Rodriguez.
They're gonna
stops
book
listening
her
to the
for
show.
Denver Comic Con next year, and this will be awkward.
And then she's gonna.
I won't have her on
Then
the
she's gonna
show.
put her head down and then look at me like really intensely and say, "Hey, why are you talking that way?" She doesn't sound like
Whoa,
that.
she's not Rosie Perez. Oh man!
But
I would
anyway,
love to talk to Rosie Perez.
This movie takes place a few months after.
Well, nine-ish months. Well, yeah, because it starts with it starts with him with her giving birth.
Oh yeah, Paul Walker's has a
Squeeze.
baby.
Yeah, Paul Walker gives birth at the beginning.
Wow,
which is I think a brave
Spoiler.
choice.
Jordana Brewster looks horrible.
She does.
She
yeah.
needs to eat.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, she is too thin, and then she always looks like she's sweaty in the background.
And then she's like this. You can't see that, but I just sucked in my cheeks.
Yeah.
Because she's so hot in the Texas Chainsaw movie, and in this one she is not.
Most attractive woman in this movie. I don't know why this is how we're reviewing this film, but most attractive woman in this movie, Gina Carano.
Yeah. Why do they dub her voice in Haywire?
I don't know.
She sounds fine.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
But anyways,
kicks ass.
Hobbs, which is Dwayne Johnson's character, needs help bringing down Shaw, who is a vehicular
he's a British
warfare
guy. He's a British former SAS dude who drives around. He's collecting parts to make an electronic bomb or some bullshit.
Something I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever.
But the point of the movie is like the action
nonsense.
scenes. Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. Like I had fun watching it.
My biggest problem with it is I think Fast Five is actually. I can't believe I'm going to compliment Fast Five as much as I'm about to. Fast Five is actually pretty tight. They have some like drama sequences at the beginning, introducing the whole like, oh, we're a family stuff. But as soon as they get the action rolling and they get this sort of heist momentum going, they don't lose it, and then it's got a car chase at the end that is more inventive and more fun and ridiculous than the car chase in Bad Boys 2. Which is the best thing I can say about it.
You gotta watch yourself some Bad Boys too.
Yeah, right. And that car chase is great. Cars flipping up and down and shit like that. But the safe at the end of Fast Five is way more fun as far as I'm concerned. This movie, I think, has way too much. Oh, we're a family, and we gotta get Letty back.
Yeah, the only part that was
like it just
weird.
It drags so much that when the action sequences do come, they I get excited and I'm finally like, oh, okay, cool. Now we're doing some stuff, and then they end so quickly and get right back into like, Vin Diesel and the bad guy standing in a parking lot staring at each other, literally explaining their character dynamics. Like the one guy does come up and he's like, I don't believe in family at all, and my crew isn't a family, and I don't, and that's how you and I are different, and I'm totally a foil for your. He might as well say that. He might as well say,
versus spy.
I am the Han Solo of this film. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, no, there are some goofy moments. The part, at the beginning of the movie, Vin Diesel is banging that Brazilian chick,
Elsa Pataki,
and so Hobbs shows up, Dwayne Johnson's character, and says, "This was taken a week ago." I can't even sound like The Rock, and he puts a paper thing down. It's Letty, and she comes up and says, "I understand you're going to leave me now."
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God, it's so horrible.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, I shortened the line, but she basically says that.
Yeah, she's basically like,
what did
well,
she say? She says, "I understand.
You gotta go chase your ex-girlfriend."
Yeah, because she said, if that was my husband, I'd expect you to let me go.
Right. Oh my God.
So she's
right.
like, yeah, whatever. See ya.
That's so bad.
And then with his misshapen head meets The Rock out in the. Dude, it's so funny too. There's a really funny part at the end where. So in real life, The Rock is literally like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
I don't know how tall Vin Diesel is.
He's taller than Ray Parks.
5'7", 5'6", and so Vin Diesel is like on the top of this hill, and then The Rock like walks up to him, and like the forced perspective of the camera angle is so that they're the same height, but you can tell The Rock is like standing up
and the same head size.
Yeah, the same head size.
So Vin Diesel takes up the same amount of the shot, but it is so poor of a forced perspective that it really looks like. And when they cut away to a different shot, it's clear that like they are standing with The Rock's right shoulder almost touching Vin Diesel's left shoulder. Like that's how far apart they're standing, like two abreast.
And
basically.
that old joke that Tom Cruise stands on like apple crates.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
definitely
is it like a Tom Cruise thing?
Yeah, it's literally what it is, and but it looks so horrible.
Yeah, and then they cut away to another shot as The Rock like turns around to walk away, and The Rock is standing a whole body length to the left of Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even correct it in the cross shot. So it's almost like it was supposed to be a choice. Like they weren't gonna look each other in the face, even though the other shot makes it look like they're looking each other in the face. It's so weird.
It's weird. It's like they're standing like this, but they're not looking at it. I don't even know. But there is a part too where The Rock is chasing the bad guy.
There we go.
And
yes.
it's driving, and he stands up in the Jeep, and he jumps, hits the car, rolls off, like hugs like an arm for a gate, spins around, shoots in midair and misses him, and then continues to roll. And he's like, "Damn, I missed him." Like, just gets up. Like, he jumped like 4 stories down. It's great.
It's so good.
I keep forgetting The Rock is in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's G.I. Joe Retaliation, Pain and Gain. This has been a fun year for
it
action.
goes
4
Snitch.
movies in a month.
Oh, I haven't
G.I.
seen
Joe.
Snitch. Oh.
Snitch.
The one with where he played the
Joe.
yeah, to get the
Pain
son
and
out of
Gain.
trouble.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
my god! But I keep forgetting he's in those movies because he just started in the Fast 5 one, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god! Now I've got to go see this movie.
No, dude, he's
Why didn't I see
badass.
it?
in it. Like,
Yeah,
The
he
Rock
is.
is always cool.
Yeah. At the end, he fights a Russian version of himself.
Yeah, actually, that was a really funny scene too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
one of I think it was Tyrese Gibson's character. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
They had like the screens of all the bad guys, and he says, "Wait a minute, does anyone else realize that we're like the exact opposite?"
Oh yeah. It's like an episode out of a cartoon.
Yeah.
Where one of the characters realizes that this black guy is me, black guy, and that big dude is clearly The Rock, but he's a white version of The Rock.
And he's literally saying this like as he's going around. Like,
So there's a mirror universe in the Fast and
Yes.
Furious?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and Paul Walker's
Fast
guy
and Furious
is
Into Darkness.
yeah. Paul Walker's guy is basically Paul Walker, but with a goatee and shorter hair.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
That
but
happens.
where you were going, there was this scene at the end where all of a sudden everybody is fighting, and all of a sudden those 4 guys, The Rock and the mean version of The Rock, and then Vin Diesel and mean version of Vin Diesel end up like standing across from each other, and then they realize like, oh, we're each other's arch nemesis, and then they fight, and they throw each other through crates and shit.
And The Rock has a gun like Barry from Resident Evil. I don't know if you ever played the old Resident Evil games. Barry Burton's gun was like this big, and The Rock's gun in this is literally that big.
Yeah.
And there is a post-credit sequence, and all I'll say when you watch it, I need to know if you're wearing a wire.
Oh my god.
Makes an appearance in this movie.
It's not even post credits. It's like they tell you who the assistant director was, and then they do that scene. Like it's part of the movie basically.
But he kills one of Toretto's family members.
Well, it means the movie they finally caught up to the third one. Because the third
Oh,
Fast and
that's
Furious
right.
movie takes place after the first 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Tokyo Drift
Oh, that's
takes
right.
place after 6.
Is he in that?
Yes. Yeah, the Asian guy is in Tokyo
No,
Drift
not
and he
talking about
dies.
the Asian guy.
Oh,
Talking about Statham.
oh, yeah. No, he's not.
So he's the new bad guy.
I guess I have to watch Tokyo Drift again, which is maybe the worst thing about this movie. Actually, no. The worst thing about this movie, and I said this in the theater, I've still not seen Fast and Furious 4. You tell me that it's horrible. I've heard that
That's
it's
the first
horrible.
one I've seen.
And the problem, that movie is so horrible that it is the problem with this movie. Like Fast 5 pays very little attention to Fast and Furious 4, and part of that's and that's why that movie is so much fun. This movie has so much Michelle Rodriguez bullshit in it.
I think too. You had to have seen, because I don't know, like some of the callbacks they were doing. I didn't know any of them.
Oh yeah. There's a callback to a character from the first movie that I mean I've seen the first movie a few times, like that cop. There's like 20 minutes of Paul Walker in jail, like Rorschach from Watchmen, where like all the guys that he's put in jail are coming and they're gonna beat him up. Like it's really bizarre and it's pointless.
You know,
he learns nothing. I don't know how he gets himself in jail and then how he gets himself back out. It's magic.
Dude, you forget about like the greatest, most ridiculous scene in the whole movie.
Probably
the first scene that you meet The Rock. He's going to interrogate this guy, and he literally goes in there and just beats the shit out of him. He throws him against the wall and throws him through walls, and the guy's like, "Is that illegal?" And he says, "No." Are you going to stop him? No. So he just beats the shit out of this guy to get information. It's great.
Oh man.
He says WrestleMania right at the end of it. Oh, I'll be just upset.
He does say guarantee in it.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of
tomorrow.
Michelle
Nice.
Rodriguez and Gina Carano fighting, which I find very unbelievable because Michelle Rodriguez doesn't look like she could beat up a twig.
But there was that great scene with Tyrese Gibson in the what's the Asian guy name? He's in Bullet to the Head. Something Sung Kane, something like that.
Something. Yes.
And it's like they're fighting this one guy, and it's pretty badass. This one guy is kicking their ass.
It's a great fight. Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it. I'll buy it. 'Cause
Well,
I love The Rock.
they're fighting this one guy and they get their asses kicked, and then at the end, the two of them they finally sort of beat the guy, or the guy ran away or something, and they look at each other and they're all beat up, and they're like, no one can ever find out about this.
That one guy beat those two guys up
to us. But yeah, I say rent it just because I feel like it. None of the action sequences to me are anywhere near as good as they were in the last one, and there is so much more bullshit. I mean, the movie's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And usually I really love when they try to treat this material like it's this giant epic. You know, like I was giddy as a schoolboy when the opening credits started and they were doing like flashbacks to the original movies and like showing you clips and like trying to catch you up, like, you know, Spider-Man 2 style. And I was like, yeah, right, because this is all one story that you totally had planned out when you wrote that one, you know, rip-off of Point Break in 1994, whenever the first movie came out. You know, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, man. Very little Tokyo Drift though in there.
Yeah, I didn't know Tokyo Drift. I didn't remember that it was like take place in the future.
Yeah. Oh, of course that's why. I guess. Yeah. Because
now it's all caught up.
They flash back to the future.
Yeah.
Doc Brown shows up.
They better not.
Oh no, Tokyo Drift.
they better never introduce that friggin' Texan kid from that movie.
No. Well, that one guy's dead because Jason Statham killed him.
So, yeah.
That was shocking, though. I didn't know he was in the movie.
Oh, I knew he was going to be in the next one, so I figured that's what was going to happen.
Is he in Tokyo Drift? Or
No.
Okay.
No, he's just in.
He's
in
going to be
6.
in Fast and Furious 7.
Oh, okay.
And 7.
I'm down for it now. Like,
I know.
I love Statham.
Yeah, he's
But is he a good guy or a villain? Well, I already told you he kills some
we
Asian
just
guy,
need
so
to know
yeah.
if he's wearing a
but he does says, Toretto, you don't know me, but you will. Or something, whatever.
In the next movie. He should have said that. He should have said Oh, man.
So, the next movie everybody saw, The Hangover Part 3. Zach, should people go see The Hangover Part 3?
I still don't know how I feel about this movie. This is extremely dark for a Hangover movie, and at the same time it might be more hilarious than the first one for me, but I'd say check it out just out of sheer curiosity to see if you think they beat 2, because 2 was moderate to bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say check it out just out of sheer curiosity, but it's funny. Yeah. It's got its moments.
I mean, if you've hung in through the first 2, why wouldn't you go see the third one? I agree, it was really funny.
Yeah, I was laughing through the whole thing.
But that's about it.
It's not necessarily like it's not moving. There's never a part where you're like, oh, this is the sort of emotional core here. But there's some really funny moments. It's basically the Zach Galifianakis and
Ken Jeong
and Ken Jeong film. Like if they weren't in this movie, it would just be a pile of trash. Like, you know, at least with the past ones, they had sort of that MacGuffin of like, oh, they don't remember what they've done. Like this one doesn't have that. It's just a romp following those two characters.
Or does it have that?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
it was just here's the trailer.
Yeah.
I can't believe my daddy is dead. I can think of so many people I would rather have died first. Like my mother.
Apparently Alan's been off his meds for almost 6 months.
Oh, God. Look at him now.
We're all here to tell you about an awesome place called New Horizons.
That does sound awesome.
Alan, this is an intervention.
We drive you there today, and I promise you will come back a changed man.
You going, Phil?
I love you, Alan.
What was that?
Leslie Chow stole $21 million from me. And I figure the Wolf Pack has the best chance of finding him.
No!
Doug is my insurance.
Can you take Stu instead? I got this strange email. I think it might be from Chow.
Fatty, I'm close by. Tell no one.
Chow.
This says Chow.
How did you not know this was from Chow? At the time, I thought it was Chow like goodbye. You know, like Chow, Arrivederci, Papa John.
Hey, fat stuff. Quick, give me some sugar.
Did he just kiss him?
What are you doing here?
Same old, same old. Ooh, I got into cockfighting.
Oh, cockfighting. That sounds wonderful.
Oh, stay still. I'm trying to help.
Are you out of your mind?
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing?
Hey, Phil, kick yourself out a little bit.
Alan! You get it?
We can't be friends anymore. When we get together, bad things happen and people get hurt.
Yeah, that's the point. It's funny.
It all ends tonight.
So long, bitches.
I believe I can fly. I love cocaine!
Cassie, I'm hungry.
Mom, I'm with a customer.
She's rude.
You hear that, Mom? Nobody likes you.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
Oh.
It's just funny, you know. Zach Galifianakis, I don't know what it is about him, but everything he does is just so bizarre.
Yeah.
Every choice he makes, whether it's his stand-up, whether it's in movies, I don't understand him, but he's so funny. Like, I don't know what he's like in real life. You know what I mean? Like,
watch Super Jaime. You'll get an idea.
Yeah,
yeah. But that guy is very calculating. Like, he has got his.
I'm sure he's really smart because how funny he is.
He's intelligent.
But I mean, just one of my favorite lines in the movie happens really early, and I was the only one in my theater who laughed at it. Jeffrey Tambor's talking to him. He's like, "Jesus Christ, you're 40 years old." He's like, "I'm 42, Dad. I'm 42." And, like, that's better.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny. I could not stop laughing. Like, his point was, oh my gosh, it's
that moment where he knocks over the maids telling him how much he's had to clean up, and then he knocks over the glass and goes, "There, it looks like somebody needs to clean that up."
Like, Alan, you're a horrible person. He doesn't understand why.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole movie is Ken Jeong's character escapes from prison in Bangkok or Thailand. Where was the last one?
Bangkok.
Yeah, Bangkok.
And he stole drugs from John Goodman's character Marshall, and actually stole gold from him. And John Goodman wants it back. And John Goodman was really good in it. You don't see John Goodman play that kind of character very often.
Yeah, no, John Goodman's great.
And so he uses the Wolf Pack to try and track down the gold because they would know where.
And I actually laughed too how Doug got like taken out of the equation. Like they always have to take Doug away. You know, he gets kidnapped. Like,
couldn't you take Stu?
And they're just,
that's right.
Yeah.
Alan, that's mean.
Fuck you, Alan.
Yeah, fuck you, Alan.
Oh,
I like
man.
how they kept like referring to Black Doug as Black Doug, and he got angry with them.
Yeah. Sorry, Black Doug.
Hey, stop calling me that.
Oh man.
And it's you can't again because Zach Galifianakis makes so many weird choices. I don't know if it's written in the script that way or if it's written a certain way, and then he just puts his own little like spin on it. I don't.
Or if they're just riffing on set. Like, I would love to know where the Melissa McCarthy whole thing came from. I mean, obviously, I know why they wrote her character into the script because there's that line earlier about like, oh, he just needs to find a girl or whatever. But that the whole bizarre sucker thing. I would love to know where that came from.
But there's also like really bizarre moments in this movie too, where they break into that one house and Chow acts like a dog for some reason. He's like, "Hey, Stu, look at me!" And he starts eating dog food. It's disgusting.
He puts his face in Stu's butt.
Yeah,
it's fine. I just say hello.
I thought it was a cool twist that after they get released from the the Mexican police headquarters, they get driven back to the house.
Yeah. It was something I didn't see coming, and then when they drove up to the house, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
it's John Goodman's house.
They stole his other half of.
Oh man, yeah, that was so smart.
Or I mean, there's even little moments too where they're talking about how they're going to break into this house. And, Zach Galifianakis says, "I just want to say one thing. That's not the house we're breaking into. That's just a model. I want to make sure everybody knows that, right?" It's just so dumb. But
and then he falls over on a crate of chickens, and then they have this chicken thing.
when he
feeds. That's what I was trying to remember.
Strangled or not strangled?
He
but
pushed the pillow over the chicken's head and goes, "You fought many fights, Wallace, but not this one."
That's what that was the funniest thing I laughed at. Was not that, but the line after is like, "Why are the chickens so angry? Because I feed them cocaine."
Yes,
and chicken.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was the best thing.
The whole movie's just so bizarre. You know, it's.
It felt like a big It felt like a big fuck you to the critics who didn't like Hangover 2.
Yeah.
Like they even do the whole what do you use PETA pussy or shit like that, and every moment seems like they were just predicated on we're gonna show them wrong, and I think they did it. That movie is not what Hangover 2 was at all.
Like the PETA part 2 is why does Chow hate animals so much? Because he kills those chickens.
Yeah.
And then they tranquilize and they get to, they talk to John Goodman. He's like, and you killed my dad. It's like, no, we just tranquilized him. Like, well, that little fucker Chow broke their neck as he was leaving. Why?
Oh man, yeah, that was great. Man,
there's just so many lines like that where the movie you're just like, do they just make this stuff up and just
yeah?
How much of this movie is improvised and how much of it is actually the script?
Right, because they could the plot of they get kidnapped, they go to Mexico, they go to Vegas, they go home. That's very simple. You could wing it from there,
I know too. In the part where they're trying to get into Chow's penthouse, and Zach Galifianakis jumps and he almost dies. I think it's funny.
Oh,
they had to catch him.
And that shot is so good. Anybody else would have shot. You could imagine the ways that somebody would normally shoot that, but that wide shot, which is I'm sure green screened or whatever, of him jumping and just barely catching that lip is so perfect.
I know. I was in my seat feeling like oh,
and it's so funny too because even Phil Bradley Cooper's character says, "Don't jump forward, whatever you do."
Still
jump forward.
Don't push off. Oh man!
Did anybody laugh? I know it's a moment in the trailer, but did anybody laugh when he's flying through the air and he goes, "I believe I can fly"?
That's awesome.
I still love that.
I fucking love cocaine.
Everything that comes out of Ken Jeong's mouth is just fantastic.
Oh,
I just remember the very beginning of the movie with the giraffe head crashing into the family's windshield.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about the Shawshank Redemption opening.
What
was the headline of the newspaper too? Is huge mass.
Giraffe massacre.
Yeah, massacre.
Yeah,
so many stupid things in it.
Yeah, when that head hit that windshield, she was just like, "Oh my!"
Or his speech at his dad's funeral.
Oh yes, there's so many other people I would rather die first,
like
my mom,
my sister,
and my dad always said I was his favorite kid.
And then it cuts to his sister's face, like, what the fuck?
His phone.
Yeah, he's taking a picture with the portrait.
He's burying his own dad.
Yeah.
And takes out a tab.
Where did he get the tab soda?
That tab soda was on all the coffee tables throughout the movie. It's
really?
a can of tab soda randomly.
Man.
And then that I don't know, if we can get to it, that ending, there's two endings to me in that movie. It's one is where Leslie Chow pops out of the car, they're about to do this exchange for the gold, and he pops out and he just shoots John Goodman and his assistant like they're nothing. I was literally shocked. I'm just like, wow, I thought there was going to be a bigger moment. But that was just out of nowhere, and that's why I think that this film is so different. It's not. It's funny, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing sometimes.
Yeah. Or even his speech at the wedding where he's saying, honestly, guys, she lets me mount her, and I like her for that. Whoa, you don't say that. Sometimes, Doug, I see you mount my sister. Many times I've seen that.
I think she's better than all your wives.
Yeah, and then Bradley Cooper has this throwaway line that's brilliant, where he's like, I love you, I love you, Alan. After he said that I've seen you mount your sister many times, I love you, Alan.
Oh yeah.
And then of course they have. The post-credit scene is
my god!
Hangover moment.
I was sitting there thinking they're walking down the hallway and it's all slow motion. It flashes back to them as a group, how they looked, 5 years ago. And I was like, that's I guess a nice kind of. I would have expected something more funny or outlandish, but no, I guess it can have a poignant ending. And then it cuts to the post-credits,
which is I can't believe that they would ever make that movie because it is so ridiculous. Man, as soon as he walks out there and he has boobs.
And Helms has boobs, and we see Ken Jeong's dick.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Which early in the movie I'd been thinking like, oh, there's not a lot of boobs or dick in this movie, which is both, surprising and maybe okay.
And he's rocking a samurai sword, and
yeah,
the monkey comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like,
that was the most like high octane ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's Fast and Furious like worthy, but
well, there's also a scene
was
in Fast 6 where it's kind of alluded in the trailer where Michelle Rodriguez gets launched from the tank and Vin Diesel jumps from a car and catches her so she doesn't fall down a ravine, and then his momentum carries her to the other side of the bridge, and he hits a car, and then they have this great moment where she says, "How did you know you'd land on a car on the other side?" He's like, "I had faith." Or I did know. Or whatever he said, I don't remember.
Oh, it's the most ridiculous thing. It was one of the times that I put my head in my hands and just shook for a second. Man.
But it sounds like everybody liked Hangover 3.
Yeah.
a lot better than 2. I mean, I like 2. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I recently watched them. They're all pretty funny.
They're all the same to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're all just a platform for those actors and just ridiculous shit that happens. So.
Yeah, cool. What's your password, Alan? Hey, Phil. No, I mean, what's your password? That's what it is. It's Hey, Phil.
He gets it.
If I have to keep downloading those apps.
That's so many meta 60 apps on that phone.
You're right.
It seems like
that
you
would be
haven't
the
learned
worst.
Yeah, that's because that's in the trailer too. But the scene's so much longer, so it makes it so much. It's even funny when you watch it again. He says, it's. I sorry I lost my top there, but we've been doing this for so long, and it seems like I haven't anything.
And just like how in this movie
It's okay,
he just starts insulting Stu. Like
Yeah.
Stu's the one who's usually like insulting Alan. Like I just like that dynamic switch.
Yeah.
Met his little boy Carlos.
Oh, that is such a. You said there might be no heart in that movie. I thought there was heart
You're
there
right.
in that moment. Like I teared up a little bit because he's just like, "Do you remember? Do you remember me?" And he says, "No." It's so sad.
Well, because that's also where his character actually changes in the movie.
Yeah.
Where he becomes a little more serious.
You're right. I had forgotten about Carlos, especially when he comes back out, and obviously the boy thinks he's his real dad, which is maybe the most disturbing thing in the whole movie. But yeah, when he goes up and hugs him, oh yeah,
because that little boy is really cute.
Yeah. Sort of looked like a cone head. had a little bit of a.
You're gonna pick on a kid actor?
Shut up,
Fuck, James.
Sorry, I was just saying.
Did you see the preview for the Jennifer Aniston movie?
I did.
Oh, I'm gonna see that.
I know you are.
Did you get the Red Band trailer?
No.
Oh, we got the Red Band trailer.
So you got the kids singing, didn't you?
Yeah.
I love the kids singing. That's hilarious.
We got Jennifer Aniston stripping, which is what is going to frustrate you. Yeah,
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll see the movie.
Oh yeah,
and then I'll buy the Blu-ray and do that Blu-ray slow mo where it's like, and see if I can see any nip slip.
I don't need to know.
What's that? An orca? I make a lot of money.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
Screw Hangover. That's going to be Ed Helms' best performance ever.
Oh man, that looked like it. Cool.
Anyways, you can log on to realnerdspodcast.com to see what we're up to. You can see us at Denver Comic Con 2013, May 31st to June 2nd. You can see the Pod Show May 28th at the Oriental Theater. You can tweet us, real_nerds. You can like us on Facebook. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. Many ways to get in touch with us. Next week, we are seeing something. I don't know.
After Earth or Now You See Me.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see one of those movies. Maybe both. Who knows?
Yeah. Whatever we can squeeze in.
Zach, thanks for stopping by as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
July
Thank you for
10th, premiere of The Boy Who Stares.
Probably.
Tentatively.
Yeah. Right now, I'm honestly we're gonna have final details. This coming by the time this comes up, we'll have a more final detail on the website. And when that's going up. But in the meantime, you can check it out on Facebook.com/Take38 Productions. And I'm going to be at Denver Comic Con as well with the Aurora Rises booth 1 or 2 days there to talk about the event and whatnot. And actually, on May 28th, we're going to be doing open night screen night as well. We're going to be showing Twombly for the last time in Denver.
You fucker.
Yeah. No, but
Just kidding.
we wanted to.
This is about us.
No, but we wanted to do it one last time, and this is the only venue that we had, so we're going to take that. But that's the last time it'll be screening. So if you haven't seen Twombly, come and check it out. Premiered at Stars and all that stuff, so we appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool. Lots going on.
And I got two things.
Okay.
Matty O'Connor is starting his own podcast, and he wants to join the Nebulous Visions Network. So pretty soon you'll be able to.
Well, he can't.
So there you go, Matt. There's your answer. You can't join. I said I'd ask. James rejected it, and I'm sorry.
We're in tough negotiations right now, Matt.
So you're saying you're saying is we're like a network now?
Yeah, he wants us to become a network. So
well, pay us.
Yeah. He wants to use some of our hosting, and
okay.
I gave him some pointers. So yeah, throw us a little scratch.
Yeah.
Thank you for laughing at my joke I just threw out there.
Funny.
What happened?
Pay us.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's Matty Cast, and he's just going to talk to people.
Cool.
What I've heard so far, it's like a lot like WTF with Mark Maron. You know.
Oh, very nice.
It's mostly probably be video people, but he'll probably just talk to anybody.
Right on.
Yeah.
He talked to Zach last night, right?
Yeah, we recorded our episode with him. It's fun, and he's got a nice format. He is a lot like Mark Maron. I do think he's like a little mini Mark Maron. It's funny.
Well, if
That's
Matty,
cool.
if you want me to
Listen.
be on your show, I'll be on it.
I won't.
James
I refuse.
is just adamant about this.
I don't have time for this shit.
And then in 3 weeks, we have our second anniversary.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a big deal about the 100th episode, but
2 years, boys.
in a few
2
weeks.
years.
2 years.
Yeah.
We'll have some more things planned, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Think of something.
So we can keep it up.
That's what she said.
At least for the next.
Oh. She has been talking for many years now, and it's got to stop.
Cool.
So, see you at the Oriental Theater May 28th, and see you at Denver Comic-Con this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. From all of us at Real Nerds, this has been a Nebulous Visions production. Bye.
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 Suck my balls.